Lord of the Apocalypse. I start with a level 10 unit. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 301. If you find it, take it right away, loot all the ores and gems in it into your own pocket, make a quick decision and continue on your way back. After walking like this for 3 days, the three of them finally returned to the vicinity of the portal. When they came, fortunately, the portal is still there, and there are no other undead nearby. Go back now. Banners looked at Suya and Andre. It can be seen that this guy is a bit reluctant, but it is also true. After entering the hell plane for about 10 days, the resources obtained by the three of them are almost an astronomical figure. Very scary. If it was possible, why would the three of them be willing to leave like this? Suya glanced at the darkness in the distance, and exhaled. Go back, we've stayed here long enough, and we'll have the chance to come in next time. The soul fire in Andre's skull flickered. It had a premonition. The next time Suya comes to hell, he will definitely not understate it like the previous 2 times. It is very likely that a great war will break out, but some things have already happened, and there is no possibility of changing them. We can only wait and see. I only hope that before this war breaks out, Suya can become strong enough. Chapter 450. Wrath of Angus. For subscription. After doing all the preparations, 3 started to rush back, same as when they came. Banners and Andre went through the portal first, and there's the dragon. 5,000 giant dragons lined up and rushed towards the portal. 10 minutes later, all 5,000 dragons passed through the portal. Then, it was Suya herself. He looked back at the plane of hell behind him, and the corners of his lips curled up. Just wait, I will come back. After finishing speaking, Suya stepped into the portal and disappeared. With that, this trip to hell came to an end. But what Suya didn't know was at the same time, a certain super main city located in the center of the plane of hell, there is an existence that is extremely furious. In the huge and spacious hall, a vampire in a tuxedo, wearing a disguise similar to Angus's, was choking another vampire. This is Angus' elder brother. Angus, what you said is true, Angus said coldly. His words were full of murderous intent and coldness. The other vampire, who was lifted up into mid-air by its neck, was begging for mercy while nodding. Master Marcus is so true. Look at this. As he spoke, the vampire took out something from his bosom and handed it to Angus. This is a broken token. When Angus saw this thing, his eyes turned red, and he threw the vampire out of his hand. The token of Angus. A vampire who was randomly thrown on the ground quickly got up, stood in front of Angus and bowed his waist. Master Marcus, when we rushed to the Valley of the Burial Dragon, we only found this, so I guess Earl Angus may it was an accident. Angus' complexion gradually became ferocious. An accident happened. Who is it? Who dares to touch my family? Master Marcus, we are at the scene, and found the traces of the dragon fighting. The subordinates feel that the vampire hesitated to speak. Angus seemed to have thought of something, and shook his head crazily. No dragon, it's impossible. In the great battle 1,000 years ago, all the dragons that entered the plane of hell were killed. I saw it with my own eyes. There can't be any living dragons, otherwise, it must not escape the eyes of those old guys, and there must be other clues. By the way, has Angus made enemies with any existence recently? The vampire lowered his head and thought for a while, then raised his head suddenly. It seems that I have fought a human lord twice. Humanity. Angus frowned. A weak, pitiful race living in the cracks. How could Angus fight with such an existence? The vampire shook his head. I don't know the specific reason. I asked Earl Angus' subordinates. Angus clenched his fists and let out a long breath. Quickly ask, if there is any situation, immediately report to me. The vampire nodded, and hurriedly ran out of the hall. After it left, only Angus was left in the whole hall. Bah, a ghost. It stared at the dome of the hall, where there was endless darkness. Pale white fists clenched, making a creaking sound. My dear brother, just wait. Brother will definitely find the murderer who killed you, and then make him pay 100 times, 1,000 times the price. On the other side, Suyi, Banners, and Andre have already passed through the portal back to the earth, the main city of the undead. Fortunately, everything is as usual here. The only thing that has changed is that there are some traces of monster activity here, but now, it has been cleaned up by Andre and Banners, who came back first. Suya turned to look at the hell portal he had just come out of, and gave an order: destroy it. The giant dragon next to him ordered and hurried over, then start attacking the portal. The durability of the portal is tens of millions. Under the concentrated fire of the dragons, it is like a diabetes insipidus, flying up and down. After a while, it was emptied, and the entire portal exploded. disappearing completely. Suya did this for the sake of safety after all. This time I made such a big mess in hell. God knows what kind of attention it will attract. What if those guys chase after me and destroy the portal, which can delay the time to a certain extent. After finishing all this, Suya gave the order to send the dragons back. 5,000 giant dragons flew up together and headed towards the gold mine. Not long after, the gold mine line of defense appeared at the end of the field of vision of 3 people. After getting close to the past land from the sky, Eve had seen Suya's dragon army long ago, so when the dragon just landed, she ran towards this side. It happened to meet Suya at this moment. What's the situation? This journey can be considered smooth, Eve asked. Suya nodded. Fortunately, everything is going well. Where's it? It's okay. There are only some small-scale siege battles, Eve said. Then, the two chatted about something else. Suya walked towards the gold coin production workshop. This time, he looted an unknown amount of gold ore from hell. These are the raw materials for making gold coins. They cannot be used directly. They can only be put into the gold coin workshop, and the workshop can process them into gold coins before they can be used. In order to store the ore, 2 large capacity warehouses have been built near the workshop now. Suya, Banners, and Andre just took out all the looted ores and piled them in the warehouse. When they were all taken out, Suya counted the data. It was found that the gold ore brought back this time was 30 million units. Basically, each unit can be smelted to produce 100 gold coins. In conversion, 30 million units of gold ore can eventually be smelted into 30 billion gold coins. What a terrifying number this is. You know, the gold mine that Suya is currently occupying is estimated to produce only about 50 billion gold coins. As a result, when Suya came back from the plunder once, he had a total of 30 billion gold coins of gold ore, already more than half of gold mine production. So scary, so scary. Chapter 451, 70 billion gold coins. Subscribe. However, there are still problems. Suya has gold ore, and there are still a lot of them, but it still takes a lot of time to smelt these gold ores into gold coins. If there are so many units, I am afraid that it will not be able to handle it in 2 months. This can't work. Suya is in a hurry to use it. So, Suya had no choice but to look at Banners. The little old man understood what Suya meant, and immediately slapped his chest loudly. Don't worry, put it on me. I will build a few more assembly lines here, but before that, I will go back to the mechanical kingdom first. Get something. When Suya heard this, she didn't object, but just told Banners to go back quickly. Banners nodded and left first, and Suya is also preparing to return to the star field. Entering hell this time, he didn't just get gold or get more. Should be real gold coins now. It's time to spend all those gold coins. After saying goodbye to Eve, Andre, and Vulcan, Suya rode blazing and returned to the star field. Fortunately, everything is as usual here. Then, Suya began to count his gains. This time, first of all, the gold ore that has just been placed in the gold mine assembly line warehouse is worth about 30 billion gold coins. Secondly, it is the gold coins exchanged with alliance currency. Suya got a total of 5 billion alliance currency during this trip. Among them, every 1 billion alliance coins can be exchanged for 5 billion gold coins. There are 250 million gold coins a year, but because of Haitong's coquettish operation, he wanted to cheat, so he sent back 10 billion alliance coins. Chapter 302. Therefore, the gold coins that Suya actually exchanged with union currency should be 30 billion. Then, there is the sale of various props, equipment, and trophies. There are about 5 billion gold coins here. Finally, it is the gold coins obtained from the treasure of the Dragon King in the Dragon Burial Valley, 20 billion plus the 20 billion you got from killing Angus. These gold coins add up to 1 billion gold coins. The final figure made Suya a little confused. 100 billion gold coins. Damn, he became the richest man in the Earth Lord in one shot. Even when Suya descended from the Lord era to the present, the total amount of gold coins he spent has not reached this figure. Awesome. So awesome. With the injection of these gold coins, Suya's star domain will experience an unprecedented explosive development. Of course, gold coins are not the only harvest from this operation. In addition to gold coins, Suya also harvested a lot of scrolls. There are arms training acceleration scrolls, building construction acceleration scrolls, and various powerful forbidden spell scrolls. There are also templates for units, and there are also 8-level mutant stone statues and other props, such as the treasure map of the dragon. According to Suya's estimate, the value of this treasure map is at least 5 billion gold coins. Just takes some time. Finally, the most important thing is the Dragon Soul and the Dragon Hero template. Dragon Soul, attacking more than 11,000 dragons, is enough to make more than 11,000 giant dragons increase their level cap and become stronger. As for the template of the dragon unit, this thing is even more precious, the kind that can't be met, and Suya decided to throw this thing on Chilai. After all, It was Suyi's first giant dragon. It is also the dragon with whom Suyi has the most sympathy. Deserved this opportunity. The above is the harvest of Suyi's trip to hell. After Suyi calmed down, he stood up and walked out of the Lord's Hall at the same time. Open the resource reserve of the Starfield territory to view. The specific information is as follows: Lord Hall, Lord, Suyi level 7 Sky Alliance, Cloud Territory, Red Rose Territory, Clearwater Territory, Galaxy Territory, Dryad Territory, Gemini Territory, Nirvana Territory, Zhangri Territory, Subordinate Territory, Warhammer Tribe, Machine Kingdom Building. 36 Arms, Giant Dragon, Tier 10, Centaur, Tier 4-4, Blade Spider, Tier 4, Goblin, Tier 1, Red Fire Ant, Level 4, Giant Slinger, Level 7, Undead Knight, Level 7, Dragon Hunter, Level 8, Mountain Shaker, Level 9, Spirit of the Storm, Level 10, Population 20 Wood, 14 billion Stone Mine, 14 billion Iron Ore, 13 billion Gold Coins, 75.100 million Food, 980,000 Currency, 210,000 Upgrade required, Wood, Stone Ore, Iron Ore, Gold Coins 200 million each. The reserves of gold coins are 70 billion, creating a record in Suyi's history. This is still because the gold ore in the gold mine warehouse is not counted. If it is counted, it will already break 5 or 100 billion. The resources are gorgeous, but the population of the territory has reached its peak of the 5,000 giant dragons that Suyi trained when he left. There are still more than 200 dragons left untrained. The training process stops automatically because the population of the territory has reached full capacity. If you want to train your arms in the next step, you can only upgrade. Thinking of this, Suyi directly called up the territory upgrade panel and started to upgrade. It costs 200 million wood, stone ore, iron ore, and gold coins each, and the star domain is upgraded to level 8. The system's notification tone falls. A progress bar appeared above the main hall of the star domain. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Suyi was not idle. Immediately, thousands of giant dragons, as well as all the storm spirits and mountain shakers, were arranged on the city wall, preparing for the siege battle of the 8th level territory at the same time. In order to maximize the benefits, let the dragons who have reached the full level gain experience points. Suyi resolutely took out the dragon soul, then use it on the dragons in batches. The level of each giant dragon has changed, and it has been upgraded to level 20. The strength instantly increased a lot. After doing this, Suyi arranged all the troops behind the various positions of the city wall. Only then did Suyi use the building acceleration scroll to speed up the process of upgrading the territory. I saw a flash of light in the direction of the Lord's Hall, and the level of the star domain has been raised to level 8 at the same time. In the direction around the city wall of the star domain there are already overwhelming monsters appearing. It was screaming and rushing towards this side. The large number made Suyi's expression change a little. Is this the challenge of the 8th level master? Chapter 452 Blazing, Become a Human, Seeking Subscription. It's no wonder that in the last life, 3 years after the Lord era came, those big bosses who upgraded to the 8th level main city needed to dispatch troops to the entire alliance. Feelings is a siege battle for the upgrade of the 8th level main city, which is not generally difficult. Of course, this is only for others, but for Suyi, it is not a big difficulty. First of all, he has so many high level units, right? Each of them can defeat 100 with one. Secondly, it is the defensive equipment on the city wall of the star domain. This is a defense facility jointly built by Uranus and Vulcan, and it can be described as quite complete. Once a monster approaches, these defensive facilities alone are enough to make the monster drink a pot. If even the arms in these defensive facilities cannot resist the monster invasion, it's okay. Suyi still has a way. He owns the entire Sky Alliance. After the initial layout, the current star domain seems to have become the central hub of the Sky Alliance. As long as he wants, he can dispatch troops from various territories of the Sky Alliance in a very short period of time, and bring a large army here. If this is not enough, it doesn't matter. Suyi still has a way that is all kinds of scrolls of forbidden spells. There are hundreds of them. They greet you like money, and ask you if you can bear it. Therefore, the current Starfield territory can be said to be an iron bucket with perfect defense. There is absolutely no need to worry about monsters rushing in at this moment. Suyi had already mounted the city wall on blazing. It will take some time before the monster reaches the city wall. Suyi took out the dragon hero template that was opened from the red treasure chest. She sensed the aura of the hero template, and the blazing body under Suyi suddenly raised his head, staring at the two huge Longan eyes, and kept scanning Suyi's hands. It can be seen that this guy really wants to get this hero template. Do You want it? Suyi joked. He nodded fiercely. Expectantly Suyi chuckled, not being stingy, and threw it directly into Blazing's mouth. The latter chewed twice and swallowed it directly. The next moment, Qilai let out a deafening dragon roar. Immediately afterwards, its body began to emit dazzling glare, enveloping the 100-meter-long body. Suyi hurriedly jumped off its back, and stood aside, watching the fiery changes. At the same time, an option appeared in front of Suyi. Please choose the hero gender. Suyi raised his brows. Could he choose the gender of the hero? Then he wouldn't be polite naturally. The female was chosen. Suyi thought of it in a funny way, and then chose the female and the male. The next moment, the intense light wrapped in Blazing began to shrink, and even with the blazing, it also shrunk rapidly. In less than 2 minutes, the fiery 100-meter-long body shrank to the size of a little girl in front of Suyi. Cough cough. It should be a girl with long legs. To say that the girl is a little different. He was about the same height as Suyi. Her golden hair fluttered in the wind. The body wrapped in the strong light was uneven, making Suyi's face flushed a little. Soon, the strong light dissipated, evolved into Hero's Blazing, and appeared in front of Suyi. When seeing the fiery face, Suyi almost spit out a nosebleed. Oh my god, this is too explosive. Blazing, who has just evolved, is now a beautiful big sister. The most important thing is, this guy belongs to Mitron Yifu. Only the most critical place is covered with some fiery red scales. However, a large area of the body is still exposed. Suyi was a little speechless. The most terrible thing is that there doesn't seem to be any embarrassment in this Blazing. After the transformation was completed, he knelt down on one knee and saluted Suyi. Great Lord, thank you for giving me a new life. The voice is very nice. It is Suyi's favorite voice of Yuji. Suyi coughed lightly. Cough cough. Let's get up. After finishing speaking, Suyi quickly rummaged through the Lord's space trying to find some clothes to cover the Blazing. Otherwise, with her current appearance, even the others would think that they had done something to her when they saw her. Unfortunately, it was already too late. The sound of the dragon flapping its wings could already be heard in the air. Immediately afterwards, there was Eve's soft scolding voice. Who is she? As soon as the words fell, Eve jumped down from the air and landed in front of Suyi. A pair of beautiful eyes stared at Blazing. The latter obviously knew Eve, and smiled. Sister Eve, hello. Eve's face froze, and he almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. Why the hell did this guy whom he had never met know him and seemed to be familiar with him? God, what happened? Suyi was a little confused. Simply explain things. Eve felt bad after hearing this, pointing at Qilai. I can't laugh or cry. You said she is Qilai. My god, as far as I know, shouldn't Qilai be a male dragon? Chapter 303. Suyi was speechless. Shit, what time is it? You still pay attention to this also? I just like women, can't you? You bite me. And Qilai, being reminded by Eve at this moment, seems to have discovered something. Looking down, when I saw that my body had undergone earth-shaking changes. She was also completely shocked. As for Suyi, at this time he finally found a set of women's armor from his Lord's space. Send it to Blazing hands. Put this on. Blazing and helpless, but what can I do? The transformation has been completed. Is it possible that she can go back? Besides, it seems that there is nothing wrong with becoming a mother in this way. You can get along with a respected lord logically. This is a good thing. Yes, this is a good thing. Blazing heart comforted himself like this. Then, in front of Suyi and Eve, put on the women's armor. Not to mention, it looks like something after wearing it. Heroic. A pair of beautiful eyes stared straight ahead, as if a flame was rising. Nice, it fits well. Suyi took a few glances and praised Blazingly. Grinning, he turned around in front of Suyi. My lord, I think it's good too. Chapter 453. You won't always have a penchant for women's clothing, right? Seeking subscription, begging for flowers, begging for tickets, begging for everything. Suyi was a little at a loss for words. He was thinking, this Blazing will not always have a habit of women's clothing. It's just because he is just a dragon, so thinking about it feels terribly frightening. Suyi quickly shook his head, leaving the messy thoughts in his mind behind. On the other side, the siege monsters have approached the city wall and are fighting. Eve glanced at the situation here, and understood what was going on. You upgraded a territory? Suyi nodded. That's right, the 8th level territory. Get ready to fight. Eve ordered that. She was on the gold mine defense line just now, and she saw a large number of monsters gathering on the side of the star field, so she rushed towards this side now. The truth is out. Qilai, hearing Suyi said that he was ready to fight, ran to Suyi without saying a word, and then squatted down. Suyi was a little dazed looking at the Blazing honey action. What are you doing? Qilai turned his head to look at Suyi. Right on me. Didn't you say you want to fight? Suya was speechless. Eve was speechless after this blazing transformation into human form. I'm afraid IQ will be lowered too. Suya coughed lightly. Then what? If you want me to ride, at least you have to become a giant dragon. Otherwise, how can I ride? Zhili tilted his head and thought for a while. Feeling that what Suya said made sense, he nodded quickly. Lord, you are right. Please wait a moment, I will become a giant dragon. After finishing speaking, Suya only heard a tearing sound. The woman's armor that had just been put on by Zhili was instantly shattered. Then, Zhili grew bigger with a whoosh in front of Suya, turning into a giant dragon in minutes. It is about the same size as the previous blaze, but it is different in nature. For example, dragon scales in the previous blazing, although the dragon scales were fiery red, they were purely fiery red, but now it's blazing, the scales have turned into red crystals. Looking extremely beautiful, and the horns on the head also increased a lot, intertwined together, looking mighty and domineering. How about the Lord? I am handsome. Zhili, who had turned into a giant dragon, turned his head, stared at the two huge dragon eyes, and uttered words. Suya is about to cry. Why does he feel that he has done something extraordinary? After this fierce advancement became a hero template, the whole person, the painting style of the whole dragon has changed. I don't know why, good or bad. Immediately, Suya nodded quickly. Handsome, handsome, even more handsome than me, fiercely laughing. Hey, don't dare to be the leader, you are more handsome, you are the most handsome, I can only be regarded as the second. Suya is speechless again. What the hell is this person? What a dragon said. The flattery is too obvious. Eve on the side is also extremely excited, rolling her eyes at Suya and Zhili, reminding said, I told you how long the two of you are going to dawdle until the monsters are coming. Hearing this, Suya stepped onto Blazing's back and patted the ladder. Okay, stop talking nonsense, let's start the war. Okay, big cheers. It has now been transferred to hero template, and its skill attributes have all changed. Most importantly, the strength has become stronger, so, at this moment, she really wants to try how strong she is. Looking at all kinds of monsters rushing forward, my fiery heart also boiled. Stand up, my lord, sit down, I'm taking off. After all, the flaming wings trembled, and the huge body soared into the sky, leading Suya to pile up towards the monster. Suya was taken aback. Lean on lean, murder? Before he could open his mouth, he rushed into the group of monsters with a passion-like joy. At the same time, her limbs began to glow blindingly. An extremely high-temperature flame appeared above her limbs. Come and try this. As it spoke, it waved its two paws and grabbed around. In an instant, the monsters suffered heavy casualties, but all monsters that come into contact with a blazing dragon's claws will have their bodies torn apart, and the incisions will be ignited by flames. Then let out a terrible scream, and then died after killing. For a while, Zhili felt that it was not enjoyable enough, so he flapped his wings and flew into the sky. The huge dragon's mouth opened, and a stream of dragon's breath spewed out from its mouth. This dragon's breath is more solid, hotter and more powerful than the dragon's breath before the transformation in the afternoon. Within a radius of 100 meters, it instantly became a vacuum. All monsters within the range were turned into ashes. When the monster dies, the experience points produced can be called massive, and it turns into horse training, which rushes into the burning body. Suya sat on Blazing's back, watching this scene. Damn, what the hell, is this the Blazing's strength after transformation? How can it be described as awesome? However, this is obviously not Blazing full strength. She seemed to intend to show off her strength in front of Suya. After spitting out a few mouthfuls of dragon breath, tens of thousands of monsters are instantly eliminated. She flew to the sky again, and there were several loud and clear dragon chants. The next moment, the dragons on the entire battlefield were boiling one by one, as if they had been injected with chicken blood. They rushed towards the monster. Suya knew that this should be an inspiring and amplifying skill. Sure enough, the giant dragon who reacted to the roar of the dragon, his body attributes became much stronger at this moment. It is killing the quartet on the battlefield. Tens of thousands of monsters began to gather and die. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Suya looked down at the earth from the sky. Roughly estimated the number of monsters attacking the star domain this time, probably around 300,000. However, these 300,000 are no match for the giant dragon at all. These blazingly inspired giant dragons rushed like crazy. Every release of the ultimate move can take away dozens or even hundreds of monsters. The surroundings of the city walls of the star domain seem to have turned into a field of sure. Look at Blaze again. After encouraging the surrounding dragons, she launched a fierce attack on the monster again. This onslaught was a skill Suya had never seen before. He only heard a series of incomprehensible voices coming out of Blazing's mouth at the same time, In the sky above Blazing Head a huge vortex appeared. The vortex was spinning, and the intense and unbearable high temperature came out from the vortex. Let's see you change color attachment. This work comes from the internet in published books. The work is only for readers to preview. Please delete it within 24 hours of downloading. It cannot be used for commercial purposes. If you think this book is good, please buy the genuine book. Thank you for your support to the author. Key points. I hope you can keep this paragraph if you reprint it. It's a bit hard to organize, but retention is a virtue. Chapter 454 Blazing, super handsome, seeking subscription, asking for flowers, asking for votes, asking for everything. What kind of ability do you have? Suyi, who was sitting on Blazing's back, couldn't help asking. Chilai stopped singing, and said, "This is the fire of destroying the world, it is my ultimate skill," Suyi muttered. His face changed slightly. This skill is not easy to know just from the name. The facts were exactly as Suyi thought. After the blazing chanting, she led Suyi away from the attacking range of the world-extinguishing flame. Almost at the same time, in the portal that was summoned by a blaze, big fireballs bigger than water tanks suddenly appeared. Swish, swish, and smashed towards the monster on the ground. The blazing flame roared, carrying super high temperature, burned the air and twisted. Every big fireball that falls will explode instantly like a high explosive bomb. It exploded violently, and the flame-tainted fragments spread around, instantly igniting and piercing the surrounding monsters. The most important thing is that the coverage area of the world-extinguishing fire is extremely large. Suyi roughly estimated that it has a diameter of at least 500 meters. Enemies within this range are on the verge of despair. The big fireballs falling continuously from the sky, with super high lethality. The most important thing is that they can't dodge at all, unless they can run out of the scope of this world-killing fire within a second or two. Otherwise, they can only sit down and wait for death. Within a radius of 500 meters, there will be as many monsters as there are 10,000 to 20,000. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 304. At this moment, without exception, all of them were ignited by the fire of extermination and burned to ashes. Thousands of monsters died, and the experience points they produced were massive, turned into horse training, and spewed toward the blazing. Then, Suyi heard the notification tone, "Your hero is blazing, and his level has been raised to 21. Your hero is blazing, the level has been raised to level 222. Your hero is blazing." Rank. The glow of upgrades constantly flashed on Blazing's body, making Suyi a little dumbfounded. This guy is a bit awesome. In less than half a minute, the area where the world-exterminating flame was blazingly summoned has become a vacuum on the battlefield. It was full of corpses of various monsters, piled up like a mountain, shocking, and making one's scalp tingle. And the ground in this range has also been covered by scorching magma. It contains high temperature, and many monsters rushed forward with a large army, accidentally entering this area. Then he was scalded by the magma alive in the air, looked at this scene blazingly, and looked back at Suyi. "Master, how about it? I am powerful." The corners of Suyi's lips twitched, and he nodded a little. With Suyi's praise, he became more excited. "Spread your wings and start to walk around the battlefield and kill all the monsters you meet along the way." The number of monsters attacking the star domain this time is about 300,000. The highest level reaches the 9th level, 8th level, and there are many monsters in the 7th level. But unfortunately, it is still not the opponent of Suyi's dragon army. Especially Suyi's giant dragon army just took the dragon soul. The level cap breaks through to level 20. Killed so many the monsters have already increased the level of some of the dragons. Plus there's Blazing, this true dragon hero. It is conceivable that the dragon army can explode in strength. Therefore, the 300,000 invading monsters were all killed before they even persisted for half an hour. At the end of the battle, the dragons in the air landed on the city wall again. Suyi also landed on Blaze. After landing, Blazing transformed into human form because the lady's armor that Suyi found for her before had been torn during the transformation. The current Blazing, and Michuan Yifu, made Suyi a little speechless, resisting the urge to spray nosebleeds. He asked Chilai, "Can't you transform yourself into a suit of armor? Otherwise, you have to prepare clothes for you every time you transform, which is really troublesome." As soon as the words fell, Chilai transformed into an extra set of armor composed of crystal dragon scales. It is very exquisite, wrapping the exquisite body. "Is that so?" asked fervently. Suyi glanced at it. Fortunately, Most of the body was covered by the armor and also super handsome immediately nodded, "That's a good idea. When I change into human form in the future, I will appear in this form, understand, okay, my lord?" Fiercely said. It could be seen that she really listened to Suyi's words. On the other side, Eve has also fallen from the sky. Come to Suyi and Zhi lie. Until now, Eve is still in a state of stupor and has not woken up. 300,000 monsters, my brother, they were all wiped out in less than 30 minutes. This is too appalling. But the fact happened before her eyes let Eve not know what to say. On the contrary, Suyi, who had expected it earlier, coughed lightly. Immediately, "The battle is over. Let's clean up the battlefield." Eve nodded. She has always been in charge of this job. Dang even took the dragon hunters who stayed in the star field and headed towards the battlefield. In the battle just now, 300,000 monsters were slaughtered, and a lot of materials and resource packs were dropped on the battlefield. Although it is not much for the current star domain, it is better than nothing. Don't waste it. Taking advantage of Eve's time to clean up a gap in the battlefield, Suyi looked at Chi. "Follow me." Hearing the words, Zhi hurriedly followed. "My lord, what can you do for me?" Suyi didn't say anything, but just led Chi down the city wall. When he was in the open space in the outer city, Suyi was ready to check the attribute information of Fiery. Before that, he had been fighting, and at the same time was surprised by Blazing's strength, so Suyi never checked Blazing's body information. Now, the battle is over, and Blaze performed well during the previous battle. This made Suyi curious, thinking about what kind of template this Blazing is. Suyi opened the attribute panel of Blazing. It doesn't matter if you don't look at it. When you look at it, Suyi's breathing is 3 minutes short. Chapter 455, SSS-level, the dragon that destroys the world. For subscription, Blazing template, level 1 Michelin level, level 10 level. 25 health points. 200,000 attack power. 10,000 defense power. 10,000 speed. 60 skills. World-destroying Dragon's Breath, an upgraded version of ordinary Dragon's Breath, with higher temperature, larger attack range, and more terrifying lethality. The attack radius is 100 meters, and it is hit by the world-destroying Dragon's Breath target. 100% additional burning effect. Burning effect, lose 3% of the maximum HP per second, last for 3 seconds. 3, and can be superimposed up to 3 layers. Power of Destruction, the exclusive ability of the Dragon of Destruction, which can attach this power to the body to enhance the strength of this part. If the power of destruction is wrapped in dragon claws, then the dragon claws will have 100% tearing power. Crack effect, and add the flame of extermination. Once hit, it will add 100% burning effect. Burning effect, lose 3% of the maximum HP per second, last for 3 seconds. 3, and can be superimposed up to 3 layers. Dragon King encouragement, as the king of giant dragons, he is born with the ability to control other giant dragons. The Dragon King has 100% control over ordinary dragons. Inspired, all attributes are enhanced by 50%, and the effect of fearlessness is added, which lasts for 5 minutes. Lava Hell, when the world-destroying dragon fights on the ground, the world-destroying flame release will exist in the form of magma. Enemies contaminated by the magma will receive huge damage and have a burning effect. Burning effect, lose 3% of the maximum HP per second, last for 3 seconds. 3, and can be superimposed up to 3 layers. World Exterminating Fire, the World Exterminating Dragon creates a portal, summons the World Exterminating Fire, and strikes the opponent from the air. This skill covers a range of 500 meters in diameter. Every fireball carrying the World Exterminating Fire will attack the opponent. The enemy causes huge burst damage and burning damage, an additional burning effect and lava hell effect. This skill is the strongest nirvana of the world-destroying dragon. Description: the king who was born in the clan of the Destroyer Dragon, born with prestige to lead the group of dragons, is super powerful, but she is not very old. She is a pure and lovely girl. After reading the attribute information about Blazing, Suyi swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Well, it really deserves to be the king of dragons, even with 555 skills in addition to the original Dragon's Breath, Inspiration and Lava Hell. 2 other skills have also been added: the power to destroy the world, that is, the ability that Blazing added to his dragon claws at the beginning of the battle has strong penetrating power and additional burn damage, the kind of power that kills in seconds. Very strong World Exterminating Flame. This is the Nirvana that ZHI unleashes in the middle of the battle, summons a portal in the air, summons a fireball contaminated with the flames of destruction, and descends from the sky to deal a super blow to the enemy. It is similar to the form of releasing the forbidden spell skill. The only difference from the forbidden curse skill is that the attack range of the world extinguishing flame is really too big, 500 meters in diameter. You know, the coverage of ordinary forbidden spell skills is only 200 meters in diameter. The fire of extinguishing world more than double directly, not to mention scary if it is in a group fight. If a world extinguishing flame goes down, will the split be good? Finally, there is a description about blazing. Suyi couldn't laugh or cry, pure and lovely little girl. He doesn't think so. Suyi felt that Zhonlai was not pure and cute, but rather stupid, like Tai Hanon. After closing the attribute panel, Suyi's thoughts returned to reality. Then he saw Qilai staring at him with big eyes, scared. Suyi quickly took a step back. What do you want to do? Fiercely laughing. I didn't think about it. Suyi rolled his eyes, and opened the information list of the star field. Lord Hall, Lord, Suyi level 8 Sky Alliance, Cloud Territory, Red Rose Territory, Clearwater Territory, Galaxy Territory, Dryad Territory, Gemini Territory, Nirvana Territory, Zhengri Territory, Subordinate Territory, Warhammer Tribe, Machine Kingdom Building. 36 units, Dragon, Tier 10, Centaur, Tier 4-4, Blade Spider, Tier 4, Goblin, Tier 1, Red Armored Fire Ants, Tier 4, Catapult Giant, Tier 7, Undead Knight, Level 7, Dragon Hunter, Level 8, Mountain Shaker, Level 9, Spirit of the Storm, Level 10, Population 20 Timber, 14 billion Stone Mine, 14 billion Iron Ore, 13 billion Gold Coins, 74.100 million Food, 980,000 Currency, 210,000 Upgrade required, Wood, Stone Ore, Iron Ore, Gold Coins 500 million each. The current star domain has reached level 8. The peak population that Suyi was most concerned about also reached 50,000. Now, you can continue the rampage. Thinking of this, Suyi went straight to the Storm Spirit training camp in the outer city. Before going to hell, Suyi had already raised the Storm Spirit training camp to level 7. The training peak value is 20,000, and now Suyi already has 5,000 Storm Spirit units. In other words, he can also train 15,000 units of Storm Spirit. Without further ado, let's get started. Spend 300 gold coins and train 150 units of Storm Spirit successfully, following the system's notification tone. A progress bar appeared above the Storm Spirit camp. 1 unit of Storm Spirit. It takes about 15 minutes to train a unit. It seems that within a few months, don't even think about completing the training. Of course, Suyi can also choose to use the Troop Training Acceleration Scroll. After training the Storm Spirit, Suyi went straight to the Dragon's Nest in the inner city. Chapter 305. Training here has started again. There is still 10,000 training quota left. Suyi was also polite and went straight to training. It costs 200 gold coins to train 100 units of dragons successfully. The notification sound fell, and the gold coin reserve in the star domain dropped by a large amount, plus the 30 billion used to train Storm Spirit. In other words, within these 3 minutes, Suyi spent a total of 50 billion gold coins. The 70 billion gold coins he plundered from the plane of hell with great difficulty. There are only over 200 billion left. I have to say, burning money, too much money. After finishing these two matters, Suyi walked towards the Lord's Hall. Now, it's time to look at the Tier 11 Titan Troop Template. Chapter 456. Explosive Gem equals Candy, for subscription. Before, Suyi brought Banners and Andre into the plane of hell. There are 2 main tasks. The first is to plunder various resources to make the star field stronger, and the second task is to find energy for Suyi's Tier 11 Titan Troop Template. The template of the Titan unit obtained in the Holy Mountain is incomplete, and it needs 100 units of energy to repair it before it can be fully restored. During this trip to hell, Suyi found a lot of gems. Now, Suyi is going to combine these gems with the template of the Titan Arms to see how many units of energy can be provided for the template of the Titan Arms. Just do it. Suyi took out a large pile of explosive gems. This thing should be regarded as a special product of the Hell Plane. Suyi plundered it and saved a lot. Now, Suyi picks up these gems and fuses them with the template of the Titan Arms. Titan Arms template is broken and fused with Burst Spar, energy unit plus 1 unit. Titan Arms template is broken and fused with Burst Spar, energy unit plus 1 unit. Titan Arms template broken, fusion explosion spar, energy unit plus 1 unit. The system's prompt sounded continuously. and the 1 million energy units required by the Titan troop template was also slowly increasing after continuously merging for several minutes. Suya felt that this was too slow, so he took out all the explosive gems in his Lord's space. A huge mountain was piled up in front of the Lord's hall. Explosive flame gems are typical fire attribute gems, and they are piled up in front of Suya. At this moment, Suya suddenly felt a burst of vigorous heat blowing towards his face. After a while, there was a layer of sweat on his forehead just when Suya was about to throw the template of the Titan troop into the explosive gemstone hill. Let this thing absorb energy. And satiated Blazing, who had already turned into human form, suddenly ran over. This guy looked curiously at the explosive gem hill in front of Suya, and a gleam of light flashed in his pale golden pupils. He even stretched out his little tongue and licked the corner of his lips. "My lord, can you give me some of these candies?" fiercely said Suya. Like, "What kind of candy are these explosive gems you say?" This Suya pointed to the explosive gems piled up in front of him. Blazingly nodded hopefully. "Yeah, this is it, delicious candy." Suya was speechless. This girl actually regarded the explosive flame gem as candy, but it's okay to think about it. She is a giant dragon and it's a fire dragon. The burst gem is also a fire attribute gem, which contains rich fire attribute energy. It is normal to have a burning desire to eat. It's just that these explosive gemstones have other great effects on Suya. But seeing that his saliva was about to flow out, Xiao Chuan couldn't bear it. I had no choice but to grab a few handfuls and hand them to Qi Lai. "You eat these first, I still need the rest." Qi Lai was already too hungry, so he couldn't care less about other things. He grabbed the explosive flame gem and threw it into his mouth, chewing it. Suya saw that her scalp was numb for a while. "This is a rock. Hey, you have sharp teeth." Shaking his head, leaving the messy thoughts in his mind behind, Suya took out the template of the Titan arms and threw it into the explosion gem pile. Sure enough, when the template of the Titan unit first came into contact with the explosive gem, there was a reaction. Intense and dazzling glare appeared, and the mountain of explosive gemstones rapidly decreased at a speed visible to the naked eye. Their energy has been absorbed by the template of the Titan arms. After the energy is absorbed, these gems become some broken stone slag sprinkle all over the place. Qi Lai was eating the explosive flame gems while watching the pile of explosive flame gems decrease, feeling a little anxious. These are candies. It would be nice to have more of them. This idea just came to her. The template of the Titan unit that had absorbed more than 9/10 of the 9 explosive flame gems stopped. Suddenly the dazzling light gradually disappeared. Suya looked a little puzzled. There is still a small pile of explosive flame gems, so why not absorb them? Dang even picked up the template of the Titan arms and put it in his hand to check. After checking the information, Suya found that the information of the Titan arms template had changed. Titan arms template, level 11. Description: the giant race born in the God realm has a very powerful and destructive power. The template is in a broken state, and it must absorb enough energy to fully restore it. The current energy absorption is 250,100,000. The fire energy has reached full capacity. Please find energy of other attributes to repair this template. Seeing the sudden extra sentence, Suya was speechless. What the hell? It took him a lot of effort to find so many explosive gemstones. Where can I find the energy of other attributes this time? Secondly, according to the current situation, after absorbing 250,000 units of fire energy, the energy has reached saturation to repair the entire Titan troop template. 1 million units of energy are required. In other words, Suya still needs to find at least 3 other energies, and it must reach more than 250,000 units. Speechless, quite speechless. Suya was even thinking that he was the one who got the template of the Titan arms. If it was someone else, it would be difficult to gather 250,000 units of fire energy. But thinking of the power of the template of the Titan troop, Suya had no choice but to forcefully accept this setting. At the same time, he was still trying to recall in his heart, recalling where he could find the energy of other attributes, and the more the better. After much deliberation, Suya finally decided to start with gems. Only gems can provide pure energy to the Titan troop template. Helpless, Suya had no choice but to take back the template of the Titan arms to the Lord's space. Then he met his big fiery eyes. The guy rubbed his hands together and said with a grin, "My lord, what about the leftover candies?" Chapter 457. One sneeze, the house is on fire. Subscribe. The Titan troop template has reached full capacity to absorb fire attribute energy. No matter how many explosive gems are given to Suya now, it will be of no use since Blazingly wants it. Give it to her. Thinking of this, Suya put half of the gems into the Lord's space, then pointed to the remaining half and said, "These are all yours." Looking at it fiercely, he was immediately overjoyed. Although it is only a small pile, there are thousands of them now. You can have a good meal. Thank you, Lord. After all, the guy lay down on the grass and started eating one by one. Explosive gemstones containing extreme fire energy were thrown into her mouth and chewed. The pure fire attribute energy was quickly absorbed by her body. The fiery experience points and the fire attribute energy contained in it are growing rapidly. Seeing this scene, Suyu's lips twitched, shaking his head helplessly. Suyu walked towards the city wall. Coincidentally, Eve has already come down from the city wall. By the way, trade a large amount of resources and materials to Suyu. Suyu was not too polite, and accepted all of them directly, and picked out the gems from them by the way, and then fused them with the Titan Arms template. The battle here is over, and the sky has darkened. Eve is not planning to return to the gold mine territory either. She was thinking, if she left, God knows what Suyu would do to such a flowery female dragon like Chi Lai. Just in case, thinking of this, Eve would feel a chill. She cannot accept this. Suyu, on the other hand, took advantage of this time to patrol the Starfield. The outer city area of the Starfield territory is very large. When the outer city area was built, Suyu had planned a spiritual field in the outer city area. After that, Suyu never went there to see it again. No way, he is too busy now that there is time. Suyu decided to go and have a look. After arriving at the place, Suyu discovered that the spiritual fields in the outer city were well cultivated. Although the area is not as large as the Giant territory, it can also provide a lot of food support for the Star Domain territory. Hundreds of dryads are busy in the spiritual fields. Seeing Suyu approaching, he quickly stopped what he was doing and saluted Suyu. Suyu wandered around Lingshan, and after confirming that there was nothing wrong with it, he walked towards the inner city. Chapter 306. When he returned to the Lord's Hall, Eve had already prepared the meal. As soon as the food was served on the table, Chi Lai walked in from the door with his nose shaking. Smells good, smells good, smells good. Then, she saw that the table had been set and the soup was stewed, and immediately her mouth was about to flow out. It's hard to imagine how such a punctual girl looks like when she's hungry. My lord, can I eat these things? Asked fervently. As a result, there was a hiccup immediately after finishing speaking. The little girl felt a little embarrassed, and patted her belly. Just now I ate candy and ate 70% full. Suyu was speechless, but he did not refuse the fiery request. After all, he's a hero now. It's still the kind of dinner at the table. Why not? Eve also thinks it's funny. Eat, I've already prepared your portion. Chi Lai laughed loudly when he heard the words. Haha, thank you, Sister Eve. After speaking, he climbed onto the table, and then started to eat. His mouth was full of greasy food, and his face was red. The meat food on the table is also disappearing at a speed visible to the naked eye. The corners of Suyu's lips twitched. This is 70% full and you are 70% negative. Eve was more direct. Seeing this scene, she patted her forehead. I'd better make some more. Suyu shrugged. What could he do? He was also very desperate. Then, Eve prepared another table of meals and had a meal with Suyu. After eating and drinking, Eve dragged Suyu to sleep. Chi Lai, who had already turned into human form, was fortunate enough to be allocated a house anyway. In the Starfield territory, there are not many permanent residents, and the private houses have never been full of people. If Blazing wants to rest, he can choose any room. The little girl is obviously living in a human house for the first time, looking at this and that, with a look of excitement and curiosity. Suyu was already exhausted, and he didn't bother to look at this little girl anymore. I just told it not to cause damage, and then I hugged Eve and went back to the room to sleep. Time flies. It is already the second day. Suyu was just about to wake up in a daze, when suddenly a scream came from outside the door, which woke him up instantly. Put on your clothes and run out the door without saying a word. Then, he saw Eve, Blazing, and a giant ice dragon, as well as a bunch of houses that had turned into charcoal. Needless to say, Suyu had guessed most of the situation. When Chi Lai saw Suyu, he came over a little bit embarrassed. My lord, I'm sorry, I sneezed last night and accidentally set the house on fire. Then why didn't you wake us up? Suyu asked with a wry smile. Eli chuckled, because it's unnecessary. I can handle this kind of thing. I brought it here, and put out the fire. As he spoke, he pointed fiercely at the giant ice dragon. Suyu was speechless. God put out the fire? Forget it. Suyu suddenly felt frustrated. That's all. What's the point of competing with a female dragon? Hearing this, Chi Lai leaned forward. Lord, don't blame me. Suyu cast her a glance. It's fine if you don't make an example. Let's go. Let's eat. With that said, Suyu pulled Eve and walked towards the kitchen. Today, Suyu still has tasks to do before going to the plane of hell. Suyu once went to the Clearwater territory of Tangxi. The new Yang Yuking was found in the Clearwater territory later. He kidnapped Yang Yuking to the tree demon's territory. Asked Su Zir to make medicinal porridge for Yang Yuking every day. I don't know what the girl is doing now. Su Yi wanted to go and have a look. Eve was nimble, and in less than 20 minutes, breakfast was ready. After breakfast, the three of them set off under Su Yi's arrangement. Go through the portal to the Dryad's domain. The next moment, three appeared in the tree demon territory. Chapter 458 Yang Yuking's Metamorphosis. Subscribe. When I first arrived, I was so curious that I looked around like a baby, and my heart was full of curiosity. Although in the past, she came to the tree demon's territory many times. But every time she looked at the tree demon's territory from the perspective of a dragon. Now, she has turned into human form, and what she sees in her eyes is naturally different. The arrival of Su Yi's trio 3 soon attracted Su Zir and Yang Yuking. The two ran out from the medicine garden at the end of the Dryad's territory. After seeing Su Yi and Eve, they quickly greeted each other. When they saw Blazing, the two of them were stunned. Who is this person? They don't know each other. Could it be the result of my brother messing around again? Su Zir thought in her heart. No waiting. When she opened her mouth, Yang Yuking had already said, "Brother Su Yi, who is this?" The corners of Su Yi's lips curled up slightly, and he winked at Blazing. The latter understood, and introduced himself. "Hello, both of you, I'm Chi Lai." As soon as the words fell, Su Kai'er stopped, and Yang Yuking also stopped. What the hell is Blazing? Blazing not a giant dragon? How could it be such a beautiful little girl? Su Kai'er ran to Su Yi's side, and said in a low voice. Su Yi spread out his hands, and roughly explained what happened to Chi Lai. Then, the mouths of Su Kai'er and Yang Yuking grew into the shape of characters. That's okay. So, the current Chi Lian is a hero, just like us, a person, and a woman. Su Zir couldn't laugh or cry. Su Yi nodded. Yes, this is the truth. Eve was also helpless, smiling wryly at the side, looking at Chi Lai again. This guy is shaking his nose, looking towards the medicine garden, the tree demon's territory. I smell the fragrance. It's delicious. Can you take me to have a look? Su Kai'er was about to agree, but was interrupted by Su Yi. He remembered the story of Blazing Big Eater. Why, if it sees all kinds of medicinal herbs exuding fragrance in the medicine garden, it may fall into it in a matter of minutes, then clean up the medicine garden in the Dryad's territory in minutes. This can't work. The medicine garden in the tree demon's territory, Su Yi, is still very useful. It can be seen, but it can't be eaten. Do you understand? Su Yi ordered, fiercely nodded. Okay, I'll just take a look. Don't eat. Definitely don't eat. Only then did Su Yi agree to take Zhi to the medicine garden behind the demon's territory. While walking, he came to Yang Yuking's site and checked her attributes. Sure enough, the spiritual attribute has increased a lot compared to when he left. How can it be copied now? Su Yi asked. Yang Yuking heard the words, and said with a proud face, "It's okay. The troops below the 8th rank can be copied casually. The 10th rank is not enough, and the 9th rank is 9. Hearing this, Su Yi was a little surprised. Pretty good, although it is still impossible to copy the 10th order dragon, but the 9th rank and 9 arms should be almost enough. Then keep working hard. One day you will be able to." Su Yi said. Yang Yuking nodded. Yes, one day. He. While talking, a group of 5 people has arrived the medicine garden in the Dryad territory. After nearly a month, Yang Yuking ate a lot, and burned a lot of the elixir planted here. There is no way. Each elixir takes a long time to grow. If you eat, you have to wait. Naturally, the more you eat, the less you eat. As soon as Chi Lai came here, he immediately was attracted attention. Scanning the various elixirs in the medicine field in front of her, she greedily swallowed her saliva if possible. She really wants to taste what these elixir taste like. It's a pity that the Lord doesn't seem to allow himself to do this. That would just be an eye addiction. Several people walked around the medicine field. In the end, Su Yi couldn't stand it anymore, so he had to pick some fire attribute medicinal materials and let Chi Lai eat them. There is no way. If I don't satisfy this guy's appetite, her saliva will fall to the ground after a little satiation of the fiery bottomless pit. Like stomach. Several people returned to the open space in front of the tree demon's territory. Su Yi summoned a mountain-shaking giant spirit from the unit ring. This is tier 9 and 9 arms, just for Yang Yuking to try to see if he can copy it. Try it. Under Su Yi's instruction, Yang Yuking walked up to the mountain-shaking giant and closed her eyes. Then he started to activate his copying skills. Chapter 307. A few seconds later, at the position on Yang Yuking's left, the space began to distort. A huge claw protruded from the twisted space. Su Yi glanced at it, And it was the claw of the mountain shaker. Yang Yuking continued to work hard. The body parts of the mountain shaker exposed from the distorted space are getting more and more perfect. Soon, an identical mountain shaker emerged from the distorted space and appeared in front of everyone. Ninth order 9, I succeeded, Yang Yuking exclaimed, clapping her little hands with excitement. The 8th tier unit, she can easily copy it as for the 9th level 9, because there is no 9th level 9 unit in the territory of the tree demon, so until today, she can really try to copy the 9th order 9. Now it seems that she can also copy the 9th rank and 9 arms. Most importantly, after the copying is complete, her mental power is intact. There was no feeling of fatigue. This means that her mental power is already strong enough to copy the bull's 9th level and 9th level arms. It's not far from copying the real 10th tier arms. This is a good thing. Su Kainer looked at the excited Yang Yuking, and also stepped forward to grab the latter's little hand. During this period of getting along, the relationship between the two was very deep. Seeing Yang Yuking become stronger at this moment, Su Kainer was also very happy in her heart. Then, Suya struck while the iron was hot, and asked Yang Yuking to try to copy the 10th order dragon again. It's a pity that the latter failed to reproduce the 10th order dragon despite all his strength. I guess it's still a little hotter. In the following time, Suya took Eve and played fiercely in the territory of the tree demon for a day. It wasn't until dark that he left the Dryad's territory and returned to the Starfield's territory. Chapter 459. Using the dragon treasure map, for subscription. The next day, Suya got up early and went to check the training situation of Dragon Nest and Storm Spirit Camp first. After all, more than 10,000 units are training at the same time, and it takes too long. Therefore, it is impossible to finish the training in a short while. As for Suya, he was holding a few troop training acceleration scrolls in his hand. However, he wasn't going to use it after all. He has not yet reached the point where he will use arms on a large scale. Let the dragon and the spirit of the storm be trained slowly. As for today's plan, Suya had already thought about it yesterday. When I entered the plane of hell and entered the Valley of Burial Dragons, I opened the red treasure chest and got 2 treasure maps of giant dragons. This is a good thing. Use the treasure map to refresh a dragon treasure, find treasures and get a lot of good things. Especially gold coins are definitely indispensable. After all, dragons like to collect shiny things. Gold coins are the favorite items of most dragons. So today, Suya is going to do something about these 2 treasure maps. After a simple breakfast, Suya told Eve to return to the defense line of the gold mine, and he himself opened one of the treasure maps. Following a flash of dazzling light, the system's notification sounded in Suya's mind. You have opened a dragon treasure map. The treasure has been refreshed. Please go to the designated location to find it. Note: once the treasure is refreshed, other lords can also see it. In order to prevent the treasure from being preempted by other lords, please speed up the search for the treasure opener. Suya was speechless after hearing the words. After opening it, the treasure can still be seen by other lords if the refresh distance is far away. What are you going to do? By the time you rush over, you might not even have a single hair. In desperation, Suya had no choice but to open the treasure map to check the location of the treasure. The treasure map, which was originally blank, now has a lot of things on it. There are mountains, rivers, and place names. Suya glanced at it. Her breathing was a little short. The first treasure, fortunately, is not far from the Starfield territory. It's about 50 kilometers, and at a blazing speed, 20 or 30 minutes is enough to reach it. Without further ado, Suya decided to leave immediately. Walk with me, Suya shouted at Blazing. After Chilai heard it, he hurriedly ran to Suya. Where are you going? Asked fervently. Wait a minute, you'll know, become a dragon. He nodded fiercely, and with a whoosh, his body became bigger and turned into a giant dragon in front of Suya. Suya wasn't too polite, and said directly. The latter's wings fluttered, leading Suya soaring into the sky, and following Suya's request, he flew towards the north where the treasure was located. Chilai said this to Suya while flying. Suya, who was sitting on his back, was in a bad mood. Can you imagine what it's like to ride a giant dragon that can speak human? The most important thing is that the words spoken by this giant dragon are still the kind of the unstoppable royal sister's voice, and it can turn into human form from time to time, dangling in front of you. Anyway, Suya felt a little weird. It's as fierce as riding something, and its speed is not slow. After becoming a hero template, its initial speed has reached 600, flying in the sky with Suya. In less than 20 minutes, they arrived 50 kilometers away, the place where the treasure was refreshed. This is a dense jungle. After the Age of Lords came, most of the earth has become a jungle, extremely dense, with towering ancient trees, and somewhere in this jungle, there is a beam of light rising from the sky. That is the treasure of the dragon. No, wait. Suya opened his mouth, and the scorching beast he was riding was already the first to speak out. I seem to smell the breath of gold coins. Suya frowned. It didn't run away. It must be the gold coin in the dragon's treasure. Go and have a look, Suya said. Chilai responded, flapped his wings and began to accelerate. After a while, it rushed to the sky above the light beam. Fortunately, because the treasure is deep in the dense jungle, there are so many monsters in this place. Even if a lord finds out what's going on here, it's not so easy to get in. Therefore, this treasure has not yet been excavated by the lord. However, there are quite a few monsters attracted. Most of the grades are 6th grade, some 7th grade, and some 8th grade. But in front of Blazing, these guys are like bubbles, without any threat. With one breath of the dragon, 2/3 of the thousands of monsters that surrounded it or killed or injured the rest ran away with their tails between their legs because of fear. After clearing the venue, Suya jumped off Blazing's back. Then go to where the beam is. There appeared a large hole, dark, leading underground. The cave is very large, the body is blazing, and it is impossible to enter. In desperation, Chilai had no choice but to change into human form. Followed Suyi, and walked towards the interior of the cave. Just ahead, fiercely leading the way ahead. Suyi followed behind, holding a bright flashlight. Soon, the two came to the deepest part of the cave. At this moment, what appeared in front of the two of them was a mountain of gold coins and various precious stones. There are even 2 treasure chests. Get rich. Zhili was overjoyed in his heart, and threw himself on the hill of gold coins. There was greed in a pair of big eyes. Sure enough, the dragons are all lovers of wealth, and Suyi was not polite, stepped forward and opened the 2 treasure chests directly. Open the orange treasure box, get 10 super resource packs, and get equipment. Open the orange treasure chest. Get 10 super resource packs, and get the scroll of forbidden spells. They are all ordinary items such as equipment, scrolls of forbidden spells, etc. There is nothing unusual about them. Suyu was thrown into the Lord's space together. Then he walked up to the pile of precious stones that formed a hill. There are at least a dozen types of gemstones stacked here. Multiple properties are covered. With a wave of his hand, Suyu took out the template of the Titan arms from the Lord's space, and then began to fuse the gems. I'm worried that I can't find the energy to repair the template of the Titan arms. Now it's just right and I can use it. Chapter 460 Blazing. Lord says he's in a hurry. Subscribe. A large pile of gems disappeared under Suyu's fusion, turned into dust, and scattered all over the ground. In the end, these gems provide about 5,000 units of power for the Titan troop template. Chapter 308. Very little. It can only be regarded as better than nothing, and there are some fire attribute gems, because the fire attribute energy of the 25 units of the Tata Arms template is saturated, and cannot be absorbed. After Chilai saw it, he pestered Suya to ask him to give her the gem as a snack. Suya is not a stingy person. Dang even agreed. Zhili jumped up happily, and then received all these gems in his own space. I am going to save it and eat it when I am bored. The kind that is crunchy, one bite at a time. Suya took advantage of this moment to go to the pile of gold coins. It is piled up like a mountain. According to preliminary estimates, the number should be no less than 3 billion. The fact is indeed the case. Suya received all these gold coins into the Lord's space, and got an accurate number of this pile of gold coins, more than 3.5 billion. Good harvest. You can train a lot of 10th tier troops. Put all the things that can be taken away in this cave into the space of the Lord. Only then did Suyi walk out of the cave with Blaze. Before he could go out, Suyi heard someone's voice outside the cave. Brother, this is here. It suddenly appeared about an hour ago. I guess there must be treasures here. Brother, let's go in, without delay, and don't be preempted by others. Okay, go in and have a look. Be careful, there may be monsters in the cave. As he spoke, footsteps began to approach. Soon, several figures appeared in front of Suya and Zhili. The leader is a few big men, followed by thousands of soldiers. At this moment, the two sides looked at each other, and they were all in place. After a few seconds, the big man in the head said, "Who are you? We discovered this cave first. Now spit out what you found inside." Suyi looked at these people expressionlessly, and said a few words. "What if I don't? Then don't blame us for being rude. I can guarantee that you won't even be able to get out of this cave," another big man said. When the dragon's treasure appeared, the vision flew up. He can guarantee that there must be a lot of good things in it, but now, Suyi and Chilai are the ones who are the first to arrive. They can't bear it. What they don't know is that the appearance of this treasure was actually created by Suya, but using this as an explanation is definitely not going to work. There's only one way to silence these people, that is to let them die. I leave it to you. Hurry up and hurry up. Suya cast a blazing glance. He himself folded his hands on his chest, stepped back, leaned against the cave wall, and waited for a good show. Well, in fact, He just wanted to see how strong she is in human form. Now is such a good opportunity, don't miss it. NZHILI, after hearing Suyu's words, was a little eager to try stepping forward a few steps. A pair of beautiful eyes scanned the crowd. Which one of you goes up first? Forget it. The Lord said that you are in a hurry, so go up together, and watch me destroy you all with one move. After the voice fell, the big guys looked at each other. Are young people so crazy these days? Let's go together and kill them all. Are you trapped by a door or eaten by zombies? Originally I don't like to bully women exception, growled a big man, drawing his weapon. It was a big knife, rushing towards the blazing direction. Meanwhile, behind him some troops are also approaching here. Seeing this, Chi-Lai shook his head helplessly. I told you to do it together, why waste our time? After finishing speaking, he waved his slender hand and made a few seal formulas with a very high degree of difficulty. In the next moment, only a few bangs and bangs were heard, and fireballs larger than a millstone flew out of blazing hands one by one. In minutes, the loud man was crushed into powder. He also accidentally injured several people. As soon as this scene happened, the big men in the field finally became restless. It's no wonder that this strange-looking woman is so strong just now. Brothers, let's go together. We have more than 4,000 combat units, and there are only 2 of them. Kill them and avenge Yahoo! With a shout of anger, everyone jumped into action. Of course, they didn't rush towards Blazing by themselves, but made way for the troops outside the cave to rush towards Blazing. Just kidding, the blaze is so strong, the matter of charging into the battle must be left to the soldiers. As a result, there is no surprise for Suyu. Even if it is the fiery human form, it is not something ordinary people can handle. What's more, it's still in the cave now. The incoming arms are limited, which makes the blazing action better. The swishing fireballs kept rushing towards those monsters. The monsters died quickly, but Blazing also found the right opportunity, and rushed out of the cave. In the end, it transformed into a body, a huge body with a length of 100 meters, crystal-colored dragon scales with a hardness of 5 stars, glisten under the sunlight, making people's scalps explode. This is a dragon, my god, such a big dragon. Run, brothers, when the crisis comes, those lords still have other things to worry about. So say Yezi is going to leave here, but how could the prey that was blazingly focused on escape easily? This guy's wings shook, and the whole dragon flew high, with its mouth open, and the breath of the world-destroying dragon spewed out, sweeping across. All the troops and lords within the range were turned into ashes. Suyu also came out of the cave, dodged onto the back of the Blazing. Come on, don't waste your time, fiercely nodded. His wings shook, and he began to lift off into the sky. Suyu took out the second treasure map and chose to use it. The next moment, the new dragon treasure appeared on the treasure map. The location turned out to be in the north. Seeing this, Suyu wanted to scold her. That's too much. It takes at least 2 or 3 days to fly non-stop from here to the north. Is it possible to fly all the way from here? Chapter 461 North, Lightning Valley, for subscription, but after 2 or 3 days, it is estimated that the treasure is already empty. But he is reluctant to let Suyu give up this treasure. There simply weren't enough gems to fix the Titan troop template. How could any of these treasures be easily let go? After hesitating for a moment, Suyu's eyes suddenly lit up. Fuck, I almost forgot. Just pass through the portal and go to the territory of Red Rose. Thinking of this, Suyu immediately ordered, return to the star field. It was so fierce that it flapped its wings and rushed towards the star field. The treasure refreshed this time is somewhere in the north from Suyu's current position. It will take at least 2 or 3 days to fly to the north. This can't work. Therefore, Suyu decided to travel through the portal between the Starfield territory and the Red Rose territory. First go to the territory of the Red Rose, and then find the treasure. This saves a lot of time. Perhaps the treasure can be found before it is discovered by other lords. After returning to the star field, Suyu didn't stop at all, walked directly into the portal leading to the territory of the Red Rose with Blazing as if passing through a water curtain. When Suyu and Zhili came out again, they had already successfully arrived at the back of the Lord's Hall in the Red Rose territory. There are quite a lot of people here. At this moment Suyu and Chi-Lai suddenly appeared, immediately attracted the attention of these people. Fortunately, Suyu's popularity in the Red Rose territory is second only to Yafai, so when those people saw Suyu, they immediately recognized it. Then, with a bang, the members of the Red Rose territory who knelt on the ground in front of Suyu, Alliance leader, Yafai and Hozilking, who were dealing with matters in the Lord's Hall, were also attracted by the movement here, and ran towards this side. After seeing Suyu, both of them were very happy. Yafai stepped forward to hold Suyu's arm, but saw the fiery look around Suyu, and frowned slightly, asking, "This is Blazing?" Suyu introduced. Then, Yafei showed the same expression as Suzir and Eve. Isn't blazing your mount? Yafei lowered her voice while talking. He looked at Qilian, who was smiling at him. Suyi coughed lightly. It's a long story, I'll explain it to you later, and now, I'm going to this position. After finishing speaking, Suyi took out the treasure map from the Lord's space, placed it in front of Yafei, and pointed to the location where the treasure was refreshed. Yafei just glanced at it, and suddenly felt a little dazed. Where are you going? Suyi nodded. That's right, there's a place to refresh Tibet. I'm here just for it. Yafei swallowed a mouthful of saliva. But it's very dangerous there. Suyi is so dangerous. It seems that there is a story in this place. No matter what, dangerous or not, I must go. Stay on the road. With that said, Suyi dragged Yafei forward, at the same time let blazing become the body and form. Chapter 309. Soon, a giant dragon with a body length of 100 meters appeared in front of everyone. Suyi took Yafei to the back of the blazing. The ladder flew up and flew in a certain direction according to Suyi's request. It wasn't until after flying into the sky that Suyi found an opportunity to ask Yafei, what happened to that place? Yafei looked in the direction of blazing flying, and said, that place is called Thunder Valley, and it's a territory of strange birds. It has 9 ranks and 9 arms, and it's super powerful. I tried several times and wanted to go in, but I was forced to go in, returned. Thunder Valley. Suyi frowned. He had never heard of that name. Also, Yafei said that there is a 9th order 9 strange bird inhabiting it. This rank is not low. It can be said that at this stage, there are no more than 10 tens in the world who are capable of attacking the lairs of 9th level 9 monsters. Unfortunately, Suyi is one of those 10. Don't worry, I have a giant dragon. I can definitely rush in, Suyi said. Yafei nodded, but she was still a little worried. She is the one who really went to Thunder Valley, and she knows the horror of that place very well. Soon, under the guidance of Yafei, blazing successfully arrived outside the Thunder Valley. Looking in from this place, one can immediately see a stretch of endless mountains. Most importantly, these mountains have no vegetation, a bare piece, but you can see many big trees that have turned into black charcoal on the mountains. And this is not the place that caught Suyi's attention the most. What caught Suyi's attention the most was the gloomy dark cloud over Lightning Valley. The area is huge, and there are lightning and thunder inside, rumbling thunder gods, mixed with purple electric snakes, constantly flashing in the air, making people's scalp numb. That's Lightning Valley. And the whole valley is shrouded in this dark cloud all year round. Yafei introduced before Suyi could speak. Qilai, who was sitting down, spoke out first. Lord, I can feel the violent and strong lightning energy. I'm afraid this Lightning Valley is not easy. Suyi hesitated for a while, then made up his mind. The treasure is in Lightning Valley. He's already here, so why don't he turn around and go back? It's not in line with Suyi's style. Go in and have a look, Suyi ordered, but he was stopped by Yafei. Wait a minute, if you enter the Lightning Valley, there is a very high probability that you will be struck by lightning. That's right, this is the scariest thing in Lightning Valley, except for the 9th level and 9 monster birds that is a lightning strike. As long as you enter the valley, you may encounter a lightning strike from the sky at any time. Each attack is equivalent to the release of a forbidden spell skill. Who can bury it? But Suyi, after hearing this, laughed out loud. Thunder strikes are trivial, it won't trouble me. After finishing speaking, Suyi touched his arm's ring. Soon, 6 lightning dragons flew out from inside. The lightning dragon has the power to control lightning and can bathe in the thunder pool with these 6 people as lightning rods. Suyi can guarantee that it will be safe for him and others to enter Lightning Valley. Let's go, Suyi ordered. Blazing wings shook, and flew towards the Lightning Valley first. At the same time, the 6 lightning dragons are respectively guarding 666 directions, left, right, front, back, up and down to prevent being attacked by lightning. Maintaining the formation, Suyi began to head towards Lightning Valley. Chapter 462 9th Order, Lightning Bird, for subscription. Yafei was shocked when she saw this scene. I'm afraid that only Suyi can come up with such a solution in this world. Use 6 lightning dragons as lightning rods to protect the 66 directions of up, down, left, front and back respectively. Lightning dragons have the ability to absorb lightning. Once there is lightning, they can absorb the lightning before the lightning hits the blazing. In this way, it acts as a lightning protection. It's not awesome. Everyone maintained their formation and flew towards the Lightning Valley. Suyi sat on Blazing's back and scanned the ground below while flying forward. This doesn't seem to be where the lightning gathered in the first place, but later, under some kind of coincidence, the reputation of Lightning Valley was created. This point has also been confirmed under Yafei's explanation about half a year ago. This place was originally just an ordinary valley, but overnight, A group of dense dark clouds appeared over the entire valley. Clouds rolled. Lightning flashed and thunder thundered. Many lords nearby speculated that treasures must have been refreshed in this Lightning Valley in the first few days when Lightning Valley first appeared. These lords scrambled to run into Lightning Valley. As a result, there are only two fates waiting for them. The first one, as soon as you run in, your whole body will be turned into coke by electricity. Not only the people, but even the troops they took with them, without exception, were all turned into coke by electricity, and turned into black ash mud in this valley. The second type is that people didn't go in, let the soldiers go in first, and when they saw that something was wrong, they ran home in fright. Yaofai is also curious, and she has come to this Lightning Valley many times, trying to go in and explore, but every time it was struck by lightning or forced back by the 9th level 9 strange birds inside. Therefore, to this day, Lightning Valley has appeared for half a year, and no lord has ever entered it. Suya can be regarded as the first one. The giant dragons maintained their formation and flew a short distance into the Lightning Valley. Dark clouds in the sky immediately surge up. A series of electric snakes protruded from the dark clouds, attacking at the positions of Suyi and the others, but they were all intercepted by the lightning giant dragon Chi Lai. Suyi and the others who were protected in the middle had no problems at all. Lightning dragons have the ability to absorb lightning. Lightning cannot cause any damage to them, but can enhance their strength. It can virtually enhance their experience in lightning ability. Therefore, this Lightning Valley is hell to others, but to the lightning giant dragon, it is heaven. It's a pity that Suya didn't have many lightning dragons in his fingers this time. There were about a dozen of them now. Seeing the lightning dragons cheering and absorbing the lightning, Suya simply did not do anything, released all the lightning dragons in the unit ring. There are 12 heads in total. As soon as these guys came out, they approached the clouds excitedly. They themselves are conductors, immediately attracted a lot of lightning strikes. The clicking sound was endless. Every electric shock let the lightning dragons cheered. I really didn't expect that there are arms that would like lightning. Sitting beside Suyi, Yaofai exclaimed. The corners of Suyi's lips curled slightly. I'm afraid there's more than one type of army that likes lightning. Look over there. With that said, Suyi pointed to the north side of Lightning Valley. Yaofai looked in the direction Suyi pointed at. Immediately her eyes widened in the direction Suyi was pointing at. In the dark clouds covered with thunder snakes, hundreds of figures were moving through the thunder clouds. It was a big, weird bird, silver feathers, with a huge body and a wingspan of more than 20 meters, shuttled among the thunder clouds, enjoying the refinement of thunder and lightning simultaneously. There was an exclamation of excitement. It's that kind of strange bird. It's a 9th level monster. Be careful, Jaff reminded before Suya could reply. Chi Lai was the first to speak out. They are already coming this way. Suya and Yaofai looked towards the north. Sure enough, I saw many giant birds flying towards this side. The speed is extremely fast, not much slower than the giant dragon. Get ready for battle, Suya ordered. At the same time, a few giant dragons were summoned to fly under the lightning dragon formation. It is a safe place to avoid lightning strikes in the sky. Soon, the two sides met and fought hand to hand. Suya saw the right opportunity and threw detection skills at one of the giant birds. Soon, a list of attributes appeared in his mind. Lightning bird, level, 9th level 9 level, 8 HP, 320,000 attack power, 60 defense power, 50 speed, 48 skill. Lightning shock. Lightning bird gets the blessing of lightning and launches at the designated target at a very fast speed. Impact. If the impact is successful, it will cause a lot of damage to the target, and at the moment the two sides contact, release high voltage lightning, with a 50% chance to add paralysis effect to the enemy. Paralysis effect, speed reduced by 30%, lasts for 3 seconds. 3 lightning claws. The lightning bird has sharp claws, tempered by thunder and lightning, and becomes extremely sharp, approaching the enemy at a very fast speed. Using this skill, it can attack the enemy multiple times in a row. The more times you attack, the more powerful it will be on the enemy, the higher the damage dealt. The skill can ignore 30% of the armor value. Lightning tempering. Lightning birds are magical creatures born in the thunder pond. They can receive all the energy of the thunder attribute, and the energy of the thunder attribute can enhance the strength of the lightning birds, temper their bodies, and enhance their attributes. 100,000 volts. Lightning bird's ultimate skill, when released, can create a field of lightning within a radius of 50 meters centered on itself. Enemies in this field will be impacted by 100,000 volts every second, deals huge damage, and has a 50% chance to add paralysis effect. Paralysis effect, speed reduced by 30%, lasts for 3 seconds. 3. Chapter 310. Description. The strange bird born in the thunderclouds is born with the ability to control lightning, and can absorb lightning to strengthen itself. Glancing at the attribute list in his mind, Suyi felt a little dazed. This is similar to the description of my own lightning dragon. They are all magical species born in thunder and lightning, not weak. Chapter 463, Blazing vs. Lightning Bird Leader. Subscribe. Soon, the two sides fought hand to hand, and the battle began. The lightning birds have a numerical advantage, and they are 9th tier and 9th tier troops, so the coercion of the 10th tier dragon is not too obvious. In other words, the Suyi dragon's deterrence to the lightning bird is not as great as that of other arms. In this way, those guys are even more unscrupulous. Lightning Valley is their territory, but now it is invaded by giant dragons. This is unbearable. So, the two arms collided and a battle broke out among them. The main task of the 6 lightning dragons is to protect Blazing, Suyi and Yaofei. The remaining lightning dragons will protect the dragons of other attributes one-on-one, and fight with the lightning birds. The deterrence of the dragon has little effect on the lightning bird, but their strength lies here. During the battle, the strength of the giant dragon became extremely strong, killing several lightning birds in minutes. Because both sides are lightning attributes, and their own physique has the effect of absorbing thunder, therefore, the attacks of both sides impact themselves and cannot cause too obvious damage. If you want to kill the opponent, you can only rely on hand-to-hand combat. The giant dragon has rough skin and thick flesh, and the scales on its body are so hard that the lightning bird's sharp claws can't break through the defense at all. Therefore, this has become an important factor for the dragons to gain the upper hand during the battle. Lightning birds kept falling from the sky. Their health points have been emptied, experience points gushed out of their bodies, and flew into the bodies of the giant dragons. Chi Lai, who was hiding behind, looked at the fierce battle ahead, and twitched his lips. I really want to go up and fight. Suyi also felt a little strange when he heard the words. It's just that now they are inside the lightning valley, and the thunder clouds in the sky are releasing thunder towards them almost all the time. If this breaks away from the lightning protection of the 6 lightning dragons, the situation of Suyi and others will not be very good. If it was hit head-on by the thunder, the result would be unimaginable. Let's wait. Now is not the time for us to act, Suyi said with a fierce sigh. He could only nod his head. Fortunately, Suyi's giant dragon is quite capable, especially under the encouragement of the blazing dragon king. The burst of strength is even more terrifying against the lightning bird. It is not a problem to have one enemy and dozens of them up to now. The thousands of lightning birds that have come to encircle here have all died. There was no longer any threat in the sky, so Suyi ordered to move on. At the same time, he kept paying attention to the situation of the thundercloud above his head. If he guessed correctly, this thundercloud definitely did not appear by accident in this lightning valley. There may be some unknown clues. The area of lightning valley is huge. Suyi and others flew forward all the way, and solved many lightning bird queens. Finally, I saw the giant of this refresh. What made Suyi a little dumbfounded was that there were already electric birds around the treasure. There are thousands in number, thick and dense. It makes people scalp. There are so many lightning birds. What should we do now? Yaofei frowned slightly. Suyi glanced at the location of the giant dragon's treasure, and found that it was the center of Lightning Valley. The lightning energy is richer and more violent than other places. Crackling thunderbolts kept flashing in the air. Some of those lightning birds seem to be spying on the dragon's treasure and want to go in. Others are bathed in the thunder, enjoying the baptism of thunder and lightning. Lightning can enhance their constitution and attributes. Accepting the baptism of thunder and lightning is their daily routine. I can't help it. Let's fight slowly, Suyi said at the same time. Order to let the lightning dragon approach. Prepare to eliminate these thousands of lightning birds in batches. After the lightning dragon got the order, it protected one or more dragons of other attributes, and flew towards the nest of the lightning bird. Soon, those lightning birds that were in a doze were awakened. There was a sharp squeaking sound immediately afterwards. A large number of lightning birds flew towards the sky. The fight continues. Suyi sat and waited at the back, watching the battle proceed. Sure enough, the giant dragons did not disappoint Suyi. After repeated attraction, more than 2/3 of thousands of lightning birds have died. Another third saw that something was wrong, and with a bang, they all flew up from the valley and rushed towards the sky. In an instant, the sky was full of lightning birds. Most importantly, in the center of the entire valley, there is an extraordinarily large guy flying towards the sky with its wings flapping. Its wingspan exceeds 50 meters, and its body length is about 100 meters. Compared with a blazing body, it is not much different. Needless to say, this guy must be the king of lightning birds. As soon as it appeared, the dragon sighed immediately. There was a defeat. This is enough to choke the blazing gas. Lord, let me go. I'm going to beat the shit out of that pheasant. Fiercely indignant, the corners of Suyi's eyes twitched. Aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning? Zhi glanced at both sides. I need 2 lightning dragons as my lightning rods. Seeing Qilai being so confident, Suyi hesitated a little before agreeing. The leader of the opponent's lightning bird is too strong. He doesn't want to see the dragon casualties. Although it is said that it only takes 2 million gold coins to train a giant dragon, he can spend it casually, but it takes time to upgrade the dragon, and it takes a lot of time. This is far more valuable than gold coins. Be careful. Quick battle. Suyi gave a warning, then picked up Yafei by the waist, and jumped up from Blazing's back with a whoosh. It landed on the back of another giant dragon. As for Blazing, he looked for the right opportunity and flapped his wings to fly forward at its request. The 2 fighting lightning dragons automatically flew to its side, absorbing the thunder that continuously fell from the sky. For the Blazing fiercely attacking, a breath of dragon's breath down, creating a vacuum in the air within minutes. Seeing this scene, the lightning bird leader screamed angrily, flapping its wings. It flew towards Blazing. Then the 2 behemoths fought in the air. That battle can be described as shocking, and a big hole was punched in the space. Well, it's actually not that serious anyway. It's 2 big guys fighting hard. Chapter 464 Lightning Bird Eggs rich in thunder attributes. Subscribe. The fight lasted a minute. The strength of the 2 sides is high and low, fierce, absolutely dominant. The leader of the lightning bird is the leader, and Blazing is even more the leader. In a strong confrontation, Blazing is even better, of course. This is also related to the 2 wingmen beside Qilai. The strength of these 2 lightning giant dragons is definitely not comparable to that of the leader of the lightning bird, but their role is not to fight the leader of the lightning bird. It's to be a Blazing wingman, absorb all possible thunder attribute attacks. For it, the thunder released by the thunder cloud in the sky absorbs the lightning attack of the lightning bird, absorbs the attack of the leader of the lightning bird, and also absorbs it. In this way, Blazing is almost in an invincible state. Fight fiercely with the leader of the lightning bird. Which one is stronger and weaker? You can tell at a glance. Boom. Another confrontation between the 2 sides. Blazing found the right opportunity, bit the lightning bird leader's wing, and then slammed, and the guy's wing was completely torn off immediately. Blood turned into raindrops and fell from the sky. What fell at the same time was the body of the leader of the lightning bird. It crashed down from the sky, smashing a big hole in the valley. Blazing finds the right opportunity and dives down from the sky, starts breathing dragon breath. Under the continuous burning of the world-destroying dragon's breath, the life value of the leader of the lightning bird dropped rapidly like a diabetes insipidus. It was emptied after a while, and the fart was on the spot the next moment. All the experience points gushed out of its body, flew into Blazing's body. Let this guy swish twice and go up 2 levels. The battle here is over. Blazing is not idle, flapping its wings to fly high into the sky, fighting fiercely with the remaining lightning birds. Even the leader of the lightning birds is no match for her, so how can these ordinary lightning birds become fierce enemies? With one breath of the dragon, dozens or even hundreds of lightning birds will belch farts. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 311. 5 minutes less than 55. There is no more lightning bird in the sky, and all of them are dead. After finishing all this, Zhi returned to Suyi to claim credit. The battle is over. I'll be great. Suyi gave a symbolic thumbs up. Amazing. After that, he ordered to land and flew towards the dragon's treasure. Seeing that Suyi was being perfunctory, he pouted fiercely and followed at the same time. Those 12 lightning dragons followed. They are the key to whether Suyi can move freely in Lightning Valley at this moment. Under Suyi's order, these are flying in the sky, absorbing the thunder that falls from the sky. Suyi, who fell to the ground, took your Fae from the dragon's back and fell at the feet of the 2 of them, which was a piece of scorched earth. It has been struck by thunder and lightning for a long time, and the land has become completely black. All vegetation is also gone. Smaller plants become black powder. The larger plants became charred, but still stood tall. Qilai also changed into human form and followed behind Suyi. 3 people walked towards the treasure. Before reaching the location of the treasure, Suyi's attention was already attracted by the surrounding things. Now he finally knew why there were so many lightning birds inhabiting here just now. Feelings are because of this. All I saw was that big holes were dug out on the ground around the 3 of them. Inside the pit lie some lightning bird eggs. It is a huge giant egg, as tall as a person, silver, covered with lightning-like patterns. It looks very nice. It turned out that those lightning birds gathered here just now were hatching eggs. It's a pity that these guys have now become corpses and the egg here has become an ownerless thing. Suyi walked up to an egg and reached out to touch the shell. As soon as he touched it, Suyu's hand retracted like lightning, a tingling sensation at the fingertips that was electrocuted. These giant eggs have a very strong thunder attribute. If so, Suyu's eyes lit up, as if he had seen the dawn of hope. Without further ado, immediately take the template of the Titan arms out of the Lord's space. And then approach one giant egg. Then something magical happened. I could only see the giant egg that was approached by the template of the Titan arms emitting a burst of strong light. Immediately afterwards, clusters of pure lightning energy poured into the broken template of the Titan unit. After the energy was absorbed, the giant egg cracked and burst open. It was already empty inside. At the same time, a system notification sounded in Suyu's mind. The template of the Titan arms is broken, and the energy of the thunder attribute is successfully absorbed, and the energy unit is 100. Seeing this news, Suyu's eyes widened. What did he see? That an egg can add 100 units of thunder attribute energy? Then there are at least 2,000 eggs here. Wouldn't it be a surprise to provide 20 units of thunder attribute energy for the Titan troop template? A surprise. Great, I love this place to death, Suyu reported, pulling over Yafai as just one sip. The latter was stunned, not knowing why Suyu became so happy, and Chilai, watching the scene of Suyu yelling at Yafai just now, tilted his head, not knowing what he was thinking. Quick, collect all these giant eggs here, quick, quick, Suyu urged. Repairing the Titan troop template requires too much energy. Suyu doesn't want to waste this opportunity. The dragons were ordered to start collecting bird eggs for Suyu. Pick up the eggs one by one, and then transport them to Suyu's side. Suyu, on the other hand, took the template of the Titan arms and absorbed them one by one. Every time one is absorbed, it is 100 units of thunder attribute energy. It's much better than simply absorbing gems. Not long after, there were more eggshells piled up under Suyu's feet. He didn't slow down, and continued to repeat this action. Seeing this, Yafai and Chilai also joined in the action in order to avoid electric shock. The two specially wore leather gloves. Afterwards, they went to various huge pits, pushed the huge eggs of lightning birds, and walked towards Suyu. All of a sudden, the three of them were very busy. The Titan arms template in Suyu's hands. The energy units are also growing rapidly. Chapter 465 Lightning Bird Unit Template. For subscription, after several hours, all the lightning bird domes in the Lightning Valley were absorbed by the Titan troop template in Suyu's hand. The acquired thunder attribute energy is 200,000 units. It made Suyu very happy. It's beautiful. There is wood calculated in this way. Half of the 1 million unit energy required by the Titan troop template has been collected. It seems that the so-called 1 million units are not difficult to collect. However, the 200,000 units of lightning energy is not the biggest gain of this trip. The biggest harvest of this trip should be a bird egg. That's right, it's a bird's egg. In other words, this is a unit template of lightning bird. It's just an egg, quietly lying in the biggest pit in Lightning Valley. That should be the pit owned by the leader of the lightning bird. This egg is also born of it. Lightning bird's egg, level 9th, level 9 description. After using it, you can build a lightning bird nest, and train the 9th level and 9 types of lightning bird. Tier 9 and 9 units. The rank is really not low, not to mention other lords, but for Suyu's Sky Alliance armaments of this level are also rare. Therefore, it is not an exaggeration to call this the biggest gain of this trip. Carefully put away the dome. Only then did Suyu walk in the direction of the dragon's treasure, same as the previous. After entering, there are all kinds of gold coins and gems, about 5 billion gold coins, in terms of gems. Except for some fire attribute gems that cannot be absorbed, all other gems were thrown into the template of the Titan arms by Suyu. Then let the repair energy break through 500,000 units in one fell swoop. Halfway to the complete restoration of the Titan troop template, there were also 2 treasure chests. Suyu didn't miss them, and opened them directly. Get some scrolls, equipment and other props from it. It's not expensive, but it's better than nothing. After packing everything away, Suyu came out of the cave riding Blazing, taking Yafai, under the leadership of other lightning dragons, is preparing to leave the Lightning Valley. But at this moment, Chilai suddenly spoke. My lord, don't you want to go and have a look inside Thunder Cloud? Suyu frowned. What did Chilai mean? Go to the Thunder Cloud to see what's interesting inside. Su saw Suyu's doubts, and Chilai continued. I always feel that there is something special in that Thunder Cloud-esque things. Suyu heard the words, rubbed them for a moment, and immediately felt the same. Logically speaking, the thunder clouds should have appeared first, and then the lightning birds came to settle in this place. Because of the unique characteristics of lightning birds, they like to live in places with lightning. So here comes the question, why is there such a group of thunder clouds here? Where does the thunder cloud come from? This is a question. Thinking of this, Suyu snapped his fingers. Okay, let's go up and have a look now, but pay attention to safety. If the situation is wrong, Immediately retreat. Nodding vigorously, he agreed. Yafai, on the other hand, was a little frightened when she saw the thunderclouds continuously falling from the sky above her head. We're really going? Suyu showed a smile. Wealth and wealth are in danger, let's try it. Seeing that Suyu was so persistent, Yafai couldn't say anything more. With the help of Suyu, I had to climb up Blazing's back. Blazing wings shook and began to take off at the same time. A total of 12 lightning dragons escorted around, madly absorbing the thunder that fell from the sky, as well as the electric ions in the air. Maintaining this formation, began to rise steadily as the flight altitude climbed. More and more thunderbolts fell from the thundercloud. The clicking sound was endless. Even Suyu and Yafai could feel the tingling pain when they sat on Blazing's back. That is the electric ions in the air, stimulating the skin of the two people. That feeling like being pricked by needles is very uncomfortable. Chapter 312. In desperation, Suyu had no choice but to take out some leather armor from the Lord's space, and put it on for himself and Yafai. It wasn't until he wrapped his whole body in leather armor that he felt a lot better. The leather armor is insulating, which can largely isolate the electric ions from contacting the skin. Continuing to rise in altitude, the team began to fly to the thundercloud layer at Suyu's request. The speed was specially slowed down. Climb slowly, and finally completely enter the thundercloud layer. There are purple thunderbolts all around, densely packed, innumerable, making one's scalp numb. Suyu sat on Chilai's back, looked around, looking for what Chilai said. Existence. The fiery perception is several times more sensitive than Suyu's. At this moment, he pointed to the direction deep in the thundercloud and said, "That direction, it's in that direction." Suyu frowned, and ordered softly, "Go over and have a look, slow down." The next moment, the team began to move towards the direction pointed by Blazing. After passing through several layers of thunderclouds, a miraculous picture appeared in front of Suyu. Only in the sky ahead, a luminous ball the size of a basketball is suspended. A dazzling white light was emitted, and countless thunderbolts flew out of this small ball. It's like the spikes on the body of a sea urchin. What is that? Yafai asked. Now she can only feel the goosebumps all over her body moving. That feeling is very uncomfortable. Suyu didn't know either. The distance here was too far, and he couldn't use the detection skill to check the information of that thing. And Blazing, it seems that he can't be sure what the thing is. After hesitating for a moment, he said, "My lord, I suggest letting a lightning dragon take the thing out." Hearing this, Suyu hesitated. The energy contained in that thunderball was an explosion, and he didn't even dare to approach it. However, there is one thing Suyu can be sure of, that is, this thing must be a good thing, at least for his lightning dragon. This thing is a treasure. Taking the present as an example, the expressions of the 12 lightning dragons that Suyu brought were all extremely excited. The eyes that looked at the thunderball were filled with hope. That means Suyu and Chilai are here, otherwise, they would not be immediate. Can't rush up. Chapter 466. Lightning Dragon. Apollo. Subscribe. After hesitating for a moment, Suyu agreed to the fiery suggestion. There is no way, the lightning energy released by the thunderball is too strong. Suyu and others can't get close. Not even Blazing can get up close. On the contrary, the 12 lightning dragons brought by Suyu can get close to the thunderball. If they do it, will they be able to bring out the thunderball? Try it. Otherwise, Suyu can only watch the thunderball, but can't get it, and feels uncomfortable thinking of this. Suyu ordered and assigned a lightning dragon. The guy was so happy to get this honor, he yelled a few times. Then, under the envious eyes of other lightning dragons, they flew towards the thunderball. Not long after, it successfully approached the thunderball, opened its mouth wide, and swallowed the thunderball directly. The next moment, the giant lightning dragon howled in pain. Suyu frowned, and quickly ordered to retreat under the escort of other lightning dragons. The team slowly retreated towards the rear. Suyu sat on Blazing's back. While retreating, he watched the lightning dragon that swallowed the thunderball. Now it's in a weird situation. After the thunderball was swallowed, its entire body was covered by lightning. Zizzing arcs are like spirit snakes, constantly bursting out of his body. Suyu could even clearly feel that the ions in the surrounding air seemed to become sensitive and active at this moment. This feeling is very bad. Soon, the group exited the thundercloud range. The body of the lightning dragon is no longer visible, but you can hear its shrill howl at the same time. The lightning in the depths of the thundercloud flickered crazily, as if it had been stimulated by something. Chilai's eyes under Suyu's body widened, as if they could penetrate thunderclouds, and looked towards the deepest part. It has transformed. It has indeed transformed, he murmured fiercely. Suyu was puzzled, and hurriedly asked, "You can see the changes in what has changed?" Blazingly shook his head. "I can't, but I can feel its breath changing, becoming stronger, stronger, stronger." Suyu frowned slightly. "Becoming, what's going on?" Yafei tightly held Suyu's arm, feeling the same fear in his heart. After a full 5 minutes, The screams in the depths of the thunder cloud slowly stopped at the same time. There is also a change in the body of the thunder clouds began to dissipate, and those lightning bolts that looked like spirit snakes disappeared instead. It was blue after all the thunder clouds dissipated. What appeared in front of Suyi was the lightning giant dragon just now. This guy became already different. The first is the size. The original body was 50 or 60 meters long, but now it has become 100 meters long, which is comparable to blazing. The second is the aura. This guy's aura has become super strong. Definitely not something that an ordinary giant dragon can possess. With every gesture, there are electric arcs jumping on its body. There was a small clicking sound. Finally, there are changes in the physical hardware. Dragon scales, originally silver dragon scales, have now turned pale gold, covered with silver patterns, looking like lightning bolts from the back. From the head to the tail, there are spikes. At first glance, it looks like a killer shape. Suyi tried to call this guy over after the guy got the order. He really flew over. Then he lowered his head in front of Suyi and spoke out. "Dear Lord, Apollo pays his respects." The voice was a deep male voice with a hint of hoarseness. After hearing this voice, Suyi's eyes widened. What the hell? This lightning giant dragon has turned into a hero named Apollo. My god, this is something Suyi never expected. In order to verify his conjecture, Suyi threw a detection skill at Apollo. Soon, Apollo's attribute list appeared in Suyi's mind as follows. Apollo, hero template level, 10th level. 15 HP. 120,000 attack power. 150,000 defense power. 120,000 speed. 65 skills. Thunder power. Apollo's entire body has experienced lightning. It has the ability to control and absorb lightning. In battle, Apollo can cover his body with a layer of thunder power. All attacks have this power, which can cause double damage to the enemy and reduce the damage. Has a 50% chance of inflicting a paralyzing effect. Paralysis effect. Speed reduced by 30%. Lasts for 3 seconds. 3 lightning beam. Summon the power of lightning in the body. Eject it from the mouth. Bombard the designated position. Cause huge damage to the enemy. And add 2 effects of paralysis and burning effect. Lose 3% of the maximum HP per second. Last for 3 seconds. 3. Can be superimposed to 3 layers. Thunder field. During the battle, within a radius of 100 meters centered on itself, the thunder field will be summoned. All friendly units in this field will be immune to any thunder attribute attack from the enemy, and the own attack will be equipped with the power of thunder. Enemies deal additional damage. Million volts. Apollo's Nirvana, summoning million volts of thunder, converging on his head, giving the enemy a fatal blow, causing super huge damage. This skill requires energy storage, and ignores 50% of the enemy defense effect. Description. The Dragon King who controls lightning has the most terrifying power of destruction among dragons. Be careful of its thunder. After reading this list of attributes, Suyi has confirmed the identity of Apollo. Indeed, a dragon with a hero template, super powerful, represented by fast speed and amazing destructive power. The speed attribute is as high as 650, which is 50 higher than the 600. Blazing his own skills are even more powerful, and there is a very high chance of additional paralysis effect. Reduces the enemy's speed by 30%. In high-end combat, the enemy's speed is reduced by 30%, which is almost indistinguishable from a death sentence. It can kill you in seconds because of this. In addition, it is worth mentioning the skill of Million Volts. Chapter 467 Million Volts. For subscription, this is an advanced version of 100,000 volts. Million Volts, ignoring 50% of the enemy's defense effect, causing super huge damage. This is Apollo's Nirvana, and its power is absolutely leveraged if one wave goes down. It is estimated that enemies of the same level as oneself can be maimed instantly, or even instantly killed. That's right, it's a spike. It's just so unreasonable. After reading it, Suyi closed the attribute list, and then looked at Apollo before he could open his mouth. Qilai had already communicated with it first. However, the two guys spoke the dialect of the Dragon Clan, and Suyi couldn't understand it, so he could only stare at it. After a while, Qilai stopped talking. Let's go back. Suyi raised his brows. What's the matter? And went back. Perhaps aware of Suyi's doubts, Apollo suddenly said, Dear Lord, Apollo is willing to be loyal to you. Suyi was overjoyed when he heard the words. This is a good thing. Apollo's strength, which he has seen before, is super strong, not much worse than blazing. With the help of these two, Joe would not have a great cause. Thinking of this, Suyi snapped his fingers. That's a good relationship. Let's go back together. After the words fell, He flapped his wings fiercely and flew towards the territory of the Red Rose. Apollo followed suit. Yafai was sitting next to Suya, secretly turning her head to look at Apollo from time to time, and said in a low voice, "Honey, do you think Apollo can also transform into human form?" Suya raised his brows, and turned into human form. "Yes, Zhi can only be transformed into human form after being advanced into hero template." Chapter 313. Then Apollo asked it, "When you go back and you will know." Suya said. The team continued to move forward, and after flying for a short time, they successfully returned to the territory of the Red Rose, landed on open ground within the territory. Blazing quickly transformed into human form, and stood side by side with Suya at this time. Suya walked up to Apollo. "Can you change into human form?" Apollo looked at Chi thoughtfully, and after discovering her current form, he seemed to understand something. He nodded and said, "Yes, Lord." "Wait a moment, after all, this guy transformed into a middle-aged uncle wearing armor made of dragon scales, pack explosive muscles tightly." Suyi looked a little dumbfounded. "This is a muscular man." "Hello, but it doesn't matter, just be strong." Seeing Apollo transformed into human form, he laughed fiercely. "Then you will be the Lord's bodyguard from now on." Apollo put his right hand on his chest and saluted Suyi. "It's a great honor." Suyi was a little puzzled. No matter how he looked at Apollo, he seemed to be obedient and fierce. This is why, thinking of this, Suya quickly pulled Chi aside, and asked in a low voice, "Apollo, who is bigger?" Chi heard the words, touched his nose, and said with a stinking face, "Of course it's me. I'm already 1,500 years old, and Apollo is only 500 years old. Compared with this lady, I'm far behind. In terms of seniority, he will call me grandma." Suya was speechless. What the hell is a 1,500-year-old giant dragon? Just a long-legged royal sister, but the 500-year-old Apollo is a middle-aged uncle. The most important thing is Apollo also called blazing grandma. Speechless, quite speechless for a moment, Suya didn't know what to say. He had no choice but to weakly give a thumbs up to blazing, fiercely laughing. Okay, with me here, Apollo will be obedient, so don't worry." Suya smiled wryly and nodded. Then, together with Yafai, they walked into the Lord's Hall to drink tea. Blazing greedy ghost naturally didn't look at it, and started eating, but Apollo, who turned into human form, stood behind Suyi like an iron tower without squinting. "He really looks like a bodyguard." Suyi once ordered this guy to sit down, but after the guy took a look at Blazing, he didn't dare to agree. It seems that Apollo's fear of Blazing is much higher than that of the Lord. Suyi, after having tea and snacks, night is coming. Yafai has ordered that the members of the Red Rose territory prepare a sumptuous dinner. A large part of it is all kinds of barbecue. This is strongly requested. She likes to eat meat, and all kinds of gems. As for gems, Yafai probably won't be able to produce much, but he can have as much meat as he wants. Then, during dinner, a girl with a big stomach appeared in the territory of Red Rose. The mouth is like a bottomless pit, crunching and eating crazily, eating non-stop. The pile of barbecue meat like a hill turned into a pile of bones in less than 20 minutes. Suyi was quite speechless. "I just feel my old face getting hot." Zhi is the person he brought. Why can't you pay attention to his image? This is his territory. Can we show some face? In the end, Suya didn't bother to care about her anymore, but he could just give this guy a little farther away. The province was affected by the strange eyes around. Compared with Blazing, Apollo is much more refined. After getting the double permission from Suya and Blazing, he took a plate of barbecue, walked to a deserted place, and ate quietly on Suya's side. He and Yafai drank some wine, and when they were a little tipsy, they went back to the room together to sleep. The two haven't seen each other for almost 3 months. As the saying goes, a small farewell is better than a new marriage. In this situation, how could it be possible that in the next few days, Suya really couldn't resist Yafai, so he had to live in this Red Rose territory while staying? Suya also took out the lightning bird's giant egg. Give this troop template to Yafai. This was Suya's thought after careful consideration. 9th ranks and 9 arms, placed in the entire Sky Alliance, are also extremely precious things. It can be said that there are many people who need it, but why did Suyi give it to Yafai? There are several reasons. First, Yafai is in the north, and unlike Tangxi Fangayan, Duan Qinglian, and Hanan City Suyi, the territories are clustered together. There is only Yafai here, so I really need to improve my own strength. Chapter 468, Reincarnation, Fiery Origin. Subscribe. Second, Suya still has a few 8th level units in his hands, and he can send them to Lin Yangxi and Duan Qinglian after he returns. Therefore, the lightning bird of the 9th rank 9 was given to Yafai. The latter took it, flattered, and at the same time grateful to Suya in his heart. A large part of the reason why Yafai, can have today's status is because of the 8th rank unit Oxianzi. With the help of this powerful unit, Yafei has stabilized his position near the Great Han Mountain in the north, gradually becoming stronger and occupying an unknown amount of resources. And now, Suya gave her a rank 9 and 9 unit, still a rare flying weapon after training. It is impossible for Yafei not to know how much help it can bring to the territory of Red Rose. Therefore, at this moment, she is sincerely grateful to Suya. After arranging the affairs here, Suya exhaled. Okay, I should go back too. Shouldn't you stay a few more days? Yafei was a little bit reluctant. Suya smiled and shook his head. Next time, the Starfield territory still needs me. When entering the plane of hell before, Suya killed Angus. His elder brother Angus may show up at any time, so Suya should go back earlier to improve his strength. Hearing this, Yafei had no choice but to give up. He gave Suya a big hug. Okay then, you're on your way. Suya nodded, and walked towards the portal leading to the star domain behind the Red Rose territory. With blazing enthusiasm, Apollo quickly followed in front of the portal. Suya gave an order, go home. Then he took the lead towards the portal leading to the star domain. Soon, the three of them entered the portal and disappeared. Yafei, Hozuking and others watched the three of them leave. It wasn't until they were completely invisible that they took out the lightning bird's giant egg and started to build the lightning bird's nest. This is the 9th rank and 9 units. The sooner they are trained, the more helpful it will be to Yafei. On the other side, the portal of the star domain ripples began to appear, and Suya, blazing, and Apollo 3 came out of it. Suya, it's okay to be fierce, but it's the first time for Apollo to come here. A pair of slightly fierce eyes scanned everything around. After seeing the thousands of giant dragons here, Apollo's heart twitched slightly. I really didn't expect to see this family in my lifetime. Apollo sighed, but Suya frowned after hearing this. What does Apollo mean by these words? Suya asked. Have you been alone all this time? Apollo nodded. Before merging with the lightning dragon, I was already dead, leaving only a mass of consciousness. Dead, leaving only a mass of consciousness, Suya murmured, thinking of the thunderball fused with the lightning dragon above the Thunder Valley. That might be Apollo's consciousness. Then how did you die? Chilai asked suddenly, blinking his big eyes, and asked curiously. A trace of fear flashed in Apollo's eyes, and he said, it's a demon. More than 400 years ago, I just became a hero and led my people to fight fiercely with a demon, and I was brutally killed. Suya raised her eyebrows when she heard the words. Is it the devil again? The devil has not only invaded the god realm, but also has ties to the giant dragon. Before he could speak, Chilai next to him spoke again. Demon, you have seen the devil. As soon as these words came out, Suya was dumbfounded, and Apollo was also dumbfounded. You're a 1500-year-old grandma. You haven't even seen a devil. You haven't seen a devil. Suya was the first to ask the question, nodded fiercely, then shook his head again. I know there's this creature, but I can't remember the origin with the devil. Apollo took up the conversation at this moment. You are a 1,500-year-old senior. You must be the vanguard of the army fighting the demon army, but you don't remember the origin with the demon. Maybe when you reincarnated, there was a problem with your memory. Suya listened to it all the time. There is a problem with the reincarnation memory. Is this playing fantasy? It seems that there are quite a lot of stories about Zhi Lai in spite of. Chapter 314. Is it the current blazing, Apollo, or the former Eve, Andre? The process of becoming a hero seems to be a little bit the same, and it was because of this slight similarity that Suya felt that things might be far more complicated than he imagined. First of all, Eve became the chief hunter, inheriting the lifelong learning of a dragon hunter. The opponent is a heroic spirit, that is, the consciousness left by the dead creatures, or the energy body. The same is true of Andre, some king who died in hell then came fiery. Same thing, although she doesn't remember the past. From the analysis of the situation that Apollo said, Chilian should have died at that time, then it became a heroic spirit, and when Suya chose to fuse with a hero template, it was summoned again. It can even be said that the soul in blazing body is not its own but a foreign soul, but because of amnesia, I can't remember what happened before. That's why Suya has always been called blazing. Finally, there is Apollo, who has recently become a hero. He is also a kind of heroic spirit, who became a thunderball after being killed descending over the lightning valley that made the place a minefield. Later, the lightning bird appeared and settled in the lightning valley. It wasn't until Suya appeared that he used the lightning dragon to fuse with Apollo. Finally, bring this guy back to life, which is now looking at these cases. The similarities are too many. So is this a coincidence, or some kind of rule? Suya didn't know why, so she just shook her head. Okay, don't think too much, these things will be revealed one day. Now, come with me. Saying that, Suya ordered Chilai to change into human form. and took him to fly towards the Milky Way territory on the island in the middle of the lake. Seeing this, Apollo quickly followed. Chapter 469 Blazing, Apollo, my little brother, for subscription. It doesn't take too much time to start from the star domain and rush to the Milky Way territory on the central lake island. 10 minutes later, two huge figures appeared above the Milky Way territory. Suya sat on Blazing's back. Overlooking the Earth from this position you can clearly see the entire appearance and scale of the galactic territory. It is very large, even like the star domain. It is divided into an inner city and an outer city. The inner city was the first city wall built after Suya accompanied Lin Yangtze to break in later. Suya left and gave Lin Yangtze some units. This little girl lived up to everyone's expectations, and started to expand step by step with the arms Suya gave her. Now, the entire island in the middle of the lake is surrounded by city walls from the outside. The current island in the middle of the lake looks more like an impenetrable fortress on the west side of the fort. There is a road leading to the land. This is also Lin Yangtze's rhythm, negotiating with Vulcan, asking Vulcan to pull the oil and stones dug from the gold mine to the side, and then pour them into the lake. A road connecting the island in the center of the lake, and the land was filled in this way. It will be much easier for the troops in the island in the center of the lake to come out. Just go straight down the dirt road. At this moment, Lin Yangtze in the city has already noticed the movement in the sky. He recognized Suya at a glance. The latter fell from the sky with Blaze and Apollo, and finally landed in the clearing of galactic domain. Lin Yangtze hastily greeted her. Brother Su. Suya nodded, looked around, looked at the orderly Lingshan and barracks in the city, and was very satisfied. I haven't been here for 3 months, and you have built this place well. Lin Yangtze's pretty face blushed upon receiving Suya's praise. With a laugh, he said playfully, Brother Su taught me well. Without Brother Su, what would I be able to do? The corners of Suya's lips twitched. Is this flattering? Lin Yangtze also noticed the change in Suya's expression, and quickly made a gesture of invitation. Brother Su comes here once in a while. Let's go in and have a seat. Suya was also polite, and under Lin Yangtze's leadership, he walked towards the Lord's Hall of the Galaxy territory, and Qilai and Apollo also turned into human forms, following behind Suya. Lin Yangtze already knew about Qilai's ability to become a human from Eve. It's just that she doesn't know Apollo yet. So at this moment, I asked, Brother Su, who is this? No waiting. Suya opened his mouth. Qilai had already taken the lead in introducing Apollo. His name is Apollo, and he is my younger brother, your Lord's bodyguard. Suya was speechless. Damn. When will Apollo become your little brother again? Don't you think you are a grandson? Lin Yangtze also twitched her lips. You are a long-legged girl. How can you have a brawny younger brother? But seeing that Apollo didn't have the slightest intention to refute, this is probably the truth at the moment, he no longer struggled with this issue, and together with Suya and Qilai, the three of Apollo entered the Lord's Hall. Suya unceremoniously sat in the front seat, and Zhili sat on the left. As for Apollo, ahem. He is just a younger brother and part-time bodyguard. He dare not sit down at the moment, just like an iron tower. It stands on one side. Lin Yangtze personally poured tea for the two of them. Then she brought out some snacks that she made herself. Lin Yangtze and Su Kainer besides Suya are a little different from other lords. Most of the other lords are younger brothers. Only these two have always been alone, inevitably a little lonely. So, on a daily basis, I often think about something by myself. The dim sum that Lin Yangtze brings out now is what she figured out by herself, made from lingonberry. Not to mention, it tastes pretty good while eating. Suya asked Lin Yangtze about the basic situation of the galaxy territory. Everything is fine, because of the particularity of the island in the middle of the lake. There are very few monsters that can attack here. The only thing that can pose a threat to the galaxy territory is the monsters in the Wild Goose Lake. But when Lin Yangtze built a city wall, she deliberately left some distance from the lake. Therefore, those water monsters that emerge from the lake must go ashore if they want to attack the city wall, and once they go ashore, as water monsters, their strength will decrease a lot. Lin Yangtze arranged the natural mage units on the walls around the galaxy territory. You can easily kill them. Therefore, the several sieges encountered by the galaxy territory were all successfully resisted. The two are also old acquaintances. This conversation continued into the night. Taking this opportunity, Suya took out 3 templates of 3 arms from the Lord's space. They were all obtained from entering the plane of hell last time. All ranks are 8. Now put it in front of Lin Yangtze. Choose one yourself. Lin Yangtze took a closer look, and couldn't help but feel overjoyed. Last time she told Suya that the troops in the galaxy territory were too weak. Unexpectedly, today, Suya brought over stronger troops. There are 3 tier 3 and 8 units, namely Mutated Gargoyle, Soul Eater Guard and Hell 3-headed Dog. Because they are all obtained from the plane of hell, the 3 arms are all Undead series arms. If it is used on the Earth, The limitation will be relatively high for a moment. Lin Yangxi was caught in a tangle. I don't know how to choose. After a while, she looked at Su Yi. Brother Su, can you give me some advice? The corners of Su Yi's eyes twitched, but he didn't refuse. After thinking for a while, he pointed to the mutated stone ghost and said, if you don't dislike it, choose this one. Flying units and mutants are better than ordinary 8th level units. Be stronger. Secondly, your galaxy territory is located on the island in the middle of the lake, surrounded by water. Only flying monsters can come in, and to deal with flying monsters, you have to use flying troops. Lin Yangxi understood what Su Yi meant, and picked up the gargoyle unit template. Okay, I'll choose this. Su Yi nodded, put away the templates of the other 2 arms, and prepared to send them to Duan Qingli. And sometimes she doesn't seem to have an 8th tier unit on her side as a member of the Sky Alliance. This can't be done. Chapter 470, Lin Yangxi stays overnight. Subscribe. At this moment, the sky's dark. Su Yi stood up and prepared to leave, but she was stopped by Lin Yangxi. She bit her red lips lightly. Brother Su, can you stay here tonight? Su Yi frowned. Staying here? What does this girl want? I don't wait. After Su Yi finished speaking, she was interrupted roughly by Lin Yangxi. That's it. I'm going to cook. Wait a minute. Saying that, he trotted away. Su Yi was speechless. At least you give me a chance to answer. It's too much not to let others say anything. But looking at Lin Yangxi, who has already left, Su Yi can only sit back on the chair. What can he do? He is also very desperate. Could it be that he forcibly leaves now? Then maybe what Lin Yangxi will think. In order to maintain the relationship between allies, Lin Yangxi had to go back to the kitchen. Her pretty face was flushed. Right now, she just feels her heart beating so fast it's like it's about to pop out of your throat. Oh my god, I actually left Big Brother Su behind. Chapter 315. If that's the case, act tonight. This time, we can't let him escape again. As she said that, Lin Yangxi showed a hint of joy. Then he started to cook the beef, preparing to cook some special dishes for Su Yi. Not long after, delicious food was served on the table. There are delicious fish soup and small dried fish. There are even some vegetables. According to Lin Yangxi, these vegetables were picked by her from the forest and then planted in the galaxy territory after fertilization and cultivation. The bitter taste in the vegetables is gone. Tastes like vegetables from civilized times. Su Yi was not polite either, and started to eat in big mouthfuls. Lin Yangxi took the opportunity to toast Su Yi while eating. Su Yi couldn't resist, so he had to drink one cup after another. After drinking and eating, Su Yi was already a little drunk. Seeing this, Lin Yangxi got up and cleared a dining table. Then they took Su Yi and others down to rest. Blazing and Apollo were taken into a private house for them to rest. As for Su Yi, Lin Yangxi helped her into her room. This is the largest room in the entire galactic territory. There are many shells that Lin Yangxi collected from the lake hanging inside. The breeze blows, and the shells collide with each other, making a tinkling sound. At that time, Su Yi didn't think too much, and fell asleep. Lin Yangxi looked at Su Yi, who was already in a deep sleep. The corners of her delicate lips curled up slightly. Brother Su, tonight, you are mine. After that, he went to wash up. Not long after, she appeared in front of Su Yi in her pajamas, then pounced on the next day. It was already high in the sun. Su Yi slowly opened his eyes. What you see is a very feminine room. He was alone in the room, and the most important thing is that the curtain looks like Michuan Yifu. I lost. What happened last night? Su Yi smiled wryly and did not try to remember what happened last night. I came to find Lin Yangxi by myself, and was forced to stay for dinner. Did you drink it yourself? Drink less later. She was brought here by Lin Yangxi. Then Lin Yangxi appeared and thought of this. A wry smile flashed in Su Yi's eyes. I don't know if Kainer will hack me to death after she finds out. It's not right to be confused. This matter is not Su Yi's fault. It is Lin Yangxi's. This guy has already made a series of plans. Induce Su Yi to take the bait, doing his own crimes. That's right. That's it. Su Yi nodded heavily, put on his clothes, and rushed out the door. Unexpectedly, he bumped into Lin Yangxi. As soon as he went out in an instant, Lin Yangxi was knocked out. Fortunately, Su Yi had quick eyesight and quick hands, and pulled her back. But because of inertia, Lin Yangxi, who was pulled back, threw herself into Su Yi's arms with a plop. Immediately, more than half of her pretty face turned red. Su Yi stopped wanting. Lin Yangxi broke free from his arms, lowered her head and said, I'm here to wake you up. Breakfast is ready. Su Yi nodded, and walked downstairs. Lin Yangxi followed closely behind him. After walking a few steps, Su Yi couldn't help it, and turned to look at Lin Yangxi. Why are you doing this? Lin Yangxi bit her red lips lightly, turned her head to one side, and said after a long silence, I'm sorry, I didn't get your consent before this, But I also have my own difficulties. Suyi didn't speak, and motioned for her to continue talking. Lin Yangxi continued, I have always lived here alone. I am very lonely and insecure. So Lin Yangxi did not say the following words, but Suyi already understood. Indeed, this was an oversight on his part. Before, when he created the Sky Alliance, he only wanted to recruit some members he trusted. That's why Suzir and Lin Yangxi were allowed to guard the Tree Demon territory and the Galaxy territory respectively, but it didn't take into account the life problems of the two. A person lives in a huge territory facing this group of soldiers who can't speak every day. On that kind of day, a day or two is fine, but a month or 2 months? Who can bear it? So, Lin Yangxi seems to have come up with a trick now. Get Suyi, get his attention. It also makes you feel more secure. I believe that after this, Suyi will come to the Galaxy territory more and more times. Lin Yangxi thought so. After Suyi finished listening, he let out a long sigh. This problem is my negligence. Give me some time, and I will solve it. Hearing this, Lin Yangxi stepped forward and took Suyi's arm. Actually, there is no need. You are so busy. I just hope that every time you have time, you can come to see me more. I will be satisfied. Suyi stroked Lin Yangxi's little head. Don't worry, I will. Lin Yangxi nodded, feeling moved in her heart. Okay, let's go down to have breakfast now. After saying that, he dragged Suyi to go downstairs. After arriving at the Lord's Hall, Blazing and Apollo have been waiting here for a long time. Seeing Suyi and Lin Yangxi came in holding hands, Apollo's expression didn't change at all. Only this Blazing, tilting my head. I don't know what I'm thinking. Chapter 471. I have done what I should do and what I should not do. Seeking subscription. Don't look. Let's eat. Suyi tapped the fiery little head. Only then did the latter react, picked up the barbecue in front of him, and ate it deliciously. And Suyi looked at the breakfast in front of him. I have to say that Lin Yangxi put a lot of effort into this breakfast. The raw material for making it is eggs. That's right, eggs, but I can't see what kind of egg it is. It was made into poached egg, and it was in the shape of a heart, making Suyi's old face a little hot. Big sister, can you stop being so gaudy? Lin Yangxi seemed to have noticed that Suyi was staring at the poached eggs in the bowl, and a blush appeared on her pretty face. This is a quail egg. 3 months ago, some mutated quail came here, and I raised them. They will regularly lay some eggs for me, Lin Yangxi explained. After hearing this, Suyi was so moved that she wanted to cry. To be honest, since the age of the Lord, he hasn't eaten poached eggs for almost 2 years. Unexpectedly, he can still see this kind of thing today. Yes, unexpected joy, unexpected joy. Try it, it won't taste good when it's cold, Lin Yangxi said. Suyi was also polite, and opened his mouth to eat. Not to mention, it tastes very nasty compared with the eggs eaten in the civilized age. They are more delicious, and have a peculiar taste. Not long after, 2 loving quail eggs fell into Suyi's stomach. Then he ate some noodles and roast meat, and some lingonberries. This sumptuous breakfast is just over. Maybe it's because of what happened to the two of them last night, so the relationship between Suyi and Lin Yangxi has sublimated to another level. All of a sudden the two were like young lovers. They cuddled together in the Galaxy territory for a long time before they separated. Suyi rode Blazing and returned to the star field with Apollo. On the way back, he stopped by the gold mining territory. Fortunately, everything is safe here. It was Eve, who looked at Suyi suspiciously. Where did you spend the night last night? The corner of Suyi's lips twitched. Sure enough, he still couldn't escape Eve's eyes. However, he wasn't going to hide this matter either, because it's not necessary at all, and it can't be hidden at all. That being the case, why not confess? It's in the galactic territory. Eve was a little surprised, and hurriedly asked, with Yen's eye. Suyi nodded. Yes, that. Yi hesitated to speak. Suyi was also straightforward, and said bluntly, I did everything, and I did everything I shouldn't. Eve was speechless when she heard that. Damn, why did you say it so directly? Didn't you just quibble and resist? It was different from what she imagined. She hacked you with a knife? Chapter 316. Seeing Eve's gloating expression, Suyi was speechless. The heart is even more slander. What good is hacking me to you? Could it be that you want to be a widow? Suyi said helplessly. Eve shrugged. Then, the two chatted about other things. Suyi left. Before leaving, he told Eve to let her guard the star field and a gold mine for a few days. His trip to Tanxi. Now he still has 2 templates of the 8th tier units on his body. Send them over earlier. Eve nodded in agreement and watched Suyi leave. What is the charm of this man? Why does every woman want to stop after seeing him? Eve whispered in her heart, extremely puzzled on this side. After Suyi returned to the star field, not staying long, Immediately then he brought Blazing and Apollo, who had transformed into human forms, into the portal leading to the territory of the Dryad. That's right, it's the territory of the tree demon. This is for Yang Yuking counting it. It has been 2 months since this guy was abducted by Suya. I should take her back to meet Duan Qinglian when I have time, otherwise, Yang Yuking might be labeled as a white-eyed wolf. After arriving at the tree demon's territory, Suya quickly met Yang Yuking. This girl is very hard-working, and now she is crazily practicing copying talent. Over the past few days, her progress has been obvious, but it is still impossible to copy the 10th tier arms. If you think about it, the 10th tier unit is already considered the crown-ranked unit. Armies at this level, whether it is strength, intelligence, or ability, are much, much stronger than ordinary arms. How could it be so easy to copy? Then, Suya explained to Yang Yuking why he came. After the latter heard this, he was overjoyed, and without a word, he pulled Suya and was about to set off. Suya looked at Suzir. What about you? Are you together? Su Kainer hesitated for a moment, looked at the defensive facilities on the city wall, and finally nodded. Go and have a look, but come back early. I'm afraid Su Kainer didn't say the following words, but Suya understood what she meant. The Dryad territory is very important to the Sky Alliance. Suya did not allow any problems in the Tree Demon's territory, and Suzir is the lord of the Tree Demon territory, so it is natural that she has the responsibility to protect this place, even if it's not for himself, for Suyi. He must do his best. Well, let's go early and return early. Let's go, Suya said. Lead a few people through the portal leading to the star field. When they came out again, everyone had already arrived at the star field. Finally, go through the portal leading to Tangxi Clearwater territory. The next moment, several people appeared on the first floor of Duan Qinglian's house in Clearwater territory. I don't even know what this guy was thinking. It's so good that the portal was built inside the house. A few people just showed up now, immediately then bumped into Duan Qinglian, who had just come down from upstairs. When Yang Yuking saw Duan Qinglian, her eyes turned red immediately, and she threw herself into Duan Qinglian's arms in 2 steps. Elder sister, Duan Qinglian hugged Yang Yuking, feeling a little dazed, and took a while to react. Why didn't you tell me in advance when you came back? Suya was speechless, and gave Duan Qinglian a blank look. Say it, what can I say? Can I make a phone call? Duan Qinglian chuckled, thinking it was the same. Then he greeted everyone and walked towards the door. Chapter 472. Suzir. Wouldn't it be nice to kiss each other more? Seeking subscription. It's noon now, time for lunch. Duan Qinglian was very happy when Yang Yuking came back, immediately, so he ordered the cook in the Clearwater territory to hold a big banquet, made a big table with good wine and good food, and served it on the table. Then everyone sat around and ate together. It's okay, the cook in this Clearwater territory looks like a professional. Even in the age of lords who lack seasoning, they can make such delicious food. A few people ate very happily, and Duan Qinglian was even more so. She kept picking food for Yang Yuking. Now the food on Yang Yuking's rice bowl has piled up like a hill. The corner of the latter's eyes twitched, but under Duan Qinglian's doting eyes, she couldn't bear to refuse, so she could only eat mouthful with tears in her eyes. Suya watched from the side and couldn't help laughing. It can be seen that Duan Qinglian really likes Yang Yuking. It's a pity that she doesn't have enough resources to train this guy. Therefore, we can only send Yang Yuking to Suya's side, and let Suya train him himself. Fortunately, the effect is still good so far. As long as you work harder, Yang Yuking can become very strong when the time comes to copy the 10th tier arms. That will be the real qualitative change. After lunch, Yang Yuking was not idle, and took Su Kainer, and the Funzon Lai, to wander around the Clearwater territory. Apollo didn't dare to follow, so Suya arranged to rest not far away, and Suya and Duan Qinglian, finally had a chance to be alone. Of course, there are other things to do. When the two returned to the room, time began to fly by, and it was already dusk. After a while, the 3 little girls who have turned around the Clearwater territory have returned. Suya seized the time and ended the battle with Duan Qinglian. At this moment, the two came down from the upstairs of the private house. Afterwards, Suya took out 2 templates of 8th rank units and asked Suya to choose. Choose one. Duan Qinglian stared at the 2 templates of the 8th rank units in front of her. Her beautiful eyes widened. Good stuff. The templates for the 8th tier units. They are the Hull 3-headed dog and the soul eating guard. The strength is not weak. After Duan Qinglian hesitated for a moment, she hugged the Hull 3-headed dog. Just this one. Suya nodded and left the other soul eater guard behind. If you have time, give this thing to Fang Yun. At this stage, there should be no 8th level troops in his territory, Duan Qinglian responded, expressing her understanding. Then, Suya took Yang Yuking, Suzir, and Zhi Lai to bid farewell to Duan Qingli in the brief reunion relieved Yang Yuking's longing, but now they are going to be separated again, and the two of them will inevitably cry again. Suya couldn't bear to see this scene the most, so he could only turn his head to one side after the two were about the same. He gave the order to leave with a few people go through the portal to the star domain. The next moment, several people returned to the star field. It's getting late now. Suyi looked at Suzir and Yang Yuking. Will you go back now? Or stay here for one night? Yang Yuking didn't speak, just looked at Suzir, but Suzir looked preoccupied. She looked at Suyi with complex expressions in her eyes. Suyi was a little puzzled, and hurriedly asked her, "What's wrong?" Suzir glanced to the side. "It's nothing, but I want to stay here tonight. I haven't lived here for a long time." Hearing this, Suyi smiled wryly. "Well, that's true. Well, stay here, and return to the Tree Demon's territory tomorrow." Su Kainer nodded. "Well, then I'll cook," Suyi responded, turned around and walked towards the portal of the Tree Demon's territory. He was going to go over there to have a look and make sure there was nothing wrong before coming back. Suzir understood what Suyi meant, but she didn't stop her, but walked towards the kitchen of the star field with Chi Lai and Yang Yuking on the other side. Suyi has passed through the portal leading to the Dryad's territory, appeared in the territory of the Tree Demon at this moment. The territory of the Tree Demon is shrouded in darkness. Thousands of Dryads are still active in various parts of the spiritual field, delivering energy to the crops in it. This is very important. It is related to crop yield and harvest time. The Golden Tree Demon King sensed Suyi's appearance, and had already come in front of Suyi. "My lord." Chapter 317. Suyi put his hands behind his back. "No problem, right here." The Golden Dryad King shook his head. "No, everything is safe." "Well, Zir won't be coming back tonight. You will be in charge here. If there is any problem, immediately come to Starfield territory and inform me." Suyi exhorted. The Golden Tree Demon King nodded, expressing his understanding. Afterwards, Suyi returned to the Starfield. As soon as they came back, Su Kainer, Yang Yuking, and Blazing Three had already prepared dinner arranged neatly on the table. Seeing Suyi came back, he quickly asked him to sit down and eat. Suyi was also polite, sat down. "Just eat." During the banquet, Yang Yuking talked and laughed. Only Suzir, with a preoccupied look, made Suyi a little puzzled. What's the matter with this girl? This has never happened before. But Yang Yuking and Chi Lai are nearby, so it's not easy for Suyi to ask. We had to wait until dinner was over and everyone went back to their rooms to sleep. Only then did Suyi find Suzir. "Seeing how preoccupied you are, what's wrong with you?" Suyi asked under the night. Suzir's eyes were a little red when the cool breeze was blowing. "I already know about you and Yangtze." The corners of Suyi's lips twitched, knowing that relying on, it must be the complaint of Chi Lai, that damn girl. Fire prevention and anti-theft did not prevent her. "Well, the situation was a bit complicated at the time, so we just..." Suyi scratched the back of his head and laughed. Suzir's delicate body trembled slightly. She turned her head and glanced at Suyi. "One of you is my brother, and the other is my girlfriend. Do you know how I feel after hearing this news?" Suyi swallowed a mouthful of saliva. It seems that the matter between herself and Lin Yangtze may have dealt a heavy blow to Su Kainer. "How can this be good? Then we are both your relatives now. It's a good thing to get closer and closer." Suyi joked that he wanted to relax the atmosphere of the scene as much as possible. Chapter 473. Blazing. "I don't have a sister, but I have a sister, for subscription." Su Kainer rolled her eyes. "I don't want to kiss more, I want you." Suyi is like, "You want to be your big sister? You are talking nonsense." "But we are brothers and sisters," Suyi reminded. "But it's not, dear, is it?" Suzy hit the nail on the head. Suyi was stunned. Lean on Lean? For some reason he always felt that something was going on tonight to happen. Sure enough, without waiting, Suyi realized that Suzir had already pounced on her. Suyi was so frightened that he didn't dare to move. After several minutes, Suzir backed away, then he wiped his lips fiercely. "Anyway, I don't care, Yangtze. I want to have what Eve can get. I have known you longer than anyone else, and you have to be responsible to me." Suyi is speechless. This is simply preposterous and nonsense. Isn't this forcibly pulling the red line for Suyi? But having said that, the current Suzir, who looks like a juicy girl, is no longer the young, childish little girl 10 years ago. Now she is an adult. What I said was not a joke, but it is still a bit difficult for Suyi to accept it in a short time. "Can you wait any longer? Give me some time," Suyi said. "No," Su Kainer said directly. "I'll give you some time, then whoever will give me time has something to do tonight." Suyi felt like crying. "Do you want sauce purple?" "Hey, don't, big sister." But Suyi stopped talking. Su Kainer's attitude was affirmative. It's nothing to worry about, it's the same when you turn off the lights." After finishing speaking, he couldn't help but drag Suyi and walk towards the room the next day. When Suyi woke up, Suzir had already left. The scenes that happened last night are still echoing in Suyi's mind. Through what happened last night, he understood a truth: what a woman. You can't afford it, especially those women who are very close to me. Don't provoke, don't provoke, don't provoke. Say important things 3 times with a helpless wry smile. Suyi put on her clothes after going downstairs. I walked around the area, but I didn't see Suzir and Yu Yang Yuking. Just when he was wondering, a fiery voice came from the city wall of the inner city. Don't look for it. They have all gone back. Suyi followed the prestige, and was looking at Chi Lai with his head tilted immediately. I was so angry that it was all Nizzi's complaint. Otherwise how could the situation last night happen? Come down, Suyi shouted with a fierce laugh. He jumped off the wall with a vigorous body, and then ran to Suyi. Hey, what's wrong? Do you want to thank me? I thank you, sister, Suyi scolded lightly. Chi Lai was startled, took 2 steps back, and murmured, I don't have a sister, but I have a sister. A few black lines floated across Suyi's forehead at the moment. He didn't care about other things, and dragged Chi Lai to him. Then, according to this guy's butt, it was just a few slaps. Clap, clap. Screaming wildly after being beaten. Don't stop hating. On the other side, Apollo was attracted by the movement here, and looked towards this side, but when he saw Suyi was beating up fiercely at the moment, the boss was staring like a tiger at the same time. He gave Suyi a thumbs up in his heart. My God, the Lord is mighty, the Lord is domineering, the Lord is unparalleled in the world. How dare you be so violent? This one is the legendary dragon who destroys the world. The cunt who easily destroys the world. Suyi slapped him for a full minute, feeling much better in his heart, and brought up Chi Lai. Tell me, what's going on? Chi Lai stretched out his hand to rub the place where he was beaten just now, pouted and said, it was yesterday when I was in the Clearwater territory yesterday. I accidentally said that I slipped my mouth, and then I was questioned by Kyaner. That's why. Suyi was speechless. Leaks can be said to be leaks, but after thinking about it, Suyi felt that it was really possible. Why? Because of Chi Lai's character. Suyi already understood it very clearly. A carefree and charming girl who doesn't understand anything, but has terrifying strength. It would be strange if this kind of Iron Man could keep his mouth shut, Suyi said fiercely, leaning forward. He smiled at Suyi and said, is there next time? Hearing this, Suyi raised his hand again. Blazing was startled, held his head and ran away. After running a few steps, she saw Apollo, who was smiling uncontrollably. Angrily scolded, the big guy's laughing. Don't hurry up. A look of resentment flashed in Apollo's eyes. See it or not, this is the true color of Blazing. You think she is a good person? Think too much? Okay, what I see now is her real temper. Poor Apollo, being scolded for no reason, had to go away. Suyi sighed softly, turned around and walked towards the Lord's Hall. After entering, I realized that breakfast was already prepared here. From the looks of it, it should be made by Suzir. It looked pretty good. Suyi was not polite, and started to eat. For the next few days, Suyi stayed in the star field from time to time, ride Blazing out to find gems and loot resources. At the same time, Banners, who returned to the Mechanical Kingdom, has also returned. It was agreed with Suyi before that 2 gold coin production lines will be added to the number 1 territory of the gold mine now. After dealing with the government affairs of the Mechanical Kingdom, he is back immediately. Open it up. It's a joy. Such a happy life lasted until 10 days later. Suyi, and even the lords all over the world, have received such a message. The Point Secret Realm is about to open. Upon receiving this news, Suyi frowned. Integral Secret Realm. Isn't this only opened in the 3rd year of the Lord's era? This is the 2nd year in a few months. It seems that it was my appearance again that triggered the butterfly effect. But having said that, the opening of this Point Secret Realm is a timely help for Suyi now. It's really time. If this is the case, there may be hope for the restoration of the template of the Titan troop. The corners of Suyi's lips curled slightly, and he said happily, if you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 318. Chapter 474, Opening of the Integral Secret Realm. For subscription, Suyi couldn't be more clear about what the Point Secret Realm would produce. The ranks of secret realms in the Age of Lords from low to high are white, green, blue, purple, orange, and red, of course. In addition to this, there are some special secret realms. For example, The point secret realm this time is the same as the last event secret realm, which is a special secret realm. The so-called point secret realm does not directly exploit resources, but exchanges corresponding resources and rewards through the point system. It is similar to the activity secret realm according to Suyi's knowledge. The points secret realm is divided into 12 layers. 12. Each level corresponds to a level of monsters. For example, the first level of the integral secret realm corresponds to the first level monsters, the second layer corresponds to the second order 2 monsters, and so on. In addition, there are related rules for entering the points secret realm. This is related to the level of troops owned by the Lord. Generally speaking, the highest level that a Lord can reach the points secret realm will be equal to the highest level of the troops owned by the Lord. For example, the Lord has the highest rank of troops, which is the 7th rank, so after entering the points secret realm, the highest rank the Lord reaches is the 7th rank, which corresponds to the 7th rank monsters. This is also a protection mechanism to prevent some lords who are not greedy enough to swallow elephants and have low-level arms and run to high-level places. Then, there is the matter of entering the secret realm. This is the same as the original activity secret realm, using the alliance as a mechanism. Let the lords choose their birthplace after entering the points secret realm and explore finally, and most importantly, reward settings. This is a little different from the event secret realm, but not huge. There is a shopping mall in the secret territory of points, and various resources will be randomly refreshed in the shopping mall. There are gold coins, resources, food, equipment, unit templates, scrolls of forbidden spells, and even all kinds of strange things. And to buy these things, you need to use points of secret realm points. There are 2 ways to get this kind of points. First, killing monsters. Generally speaking, killing a monster of a level will reward the corresponding points of that level. For example, killing a monster of the 3rd level will reward 3 points, and so on. Second, kill the Lord, or the Lord takes the initiative to trade. This is the same as the event secret. After killing the Lord, you can plunder all his points. In addition, each floor also has some small players. Killing small players can get massive points in order to improve the competitiveness. The amount of each layer is equal, that is to say, the number of monsters is fixed. Killing one is less than 1, so after the lords go in, they need to kill all the monsters they see. This is roughly the setting. The appearance of the points secret realm made so you feel a little turbulent as long as the gem treasure box is found in the points secret realm. While at that time, it can greatly increase the repair level of the Titan troop template, and there will be no joy glancing at the time of the news. The opening time of the integral secret realm is 1 day later, that is tomorrow, at noon, after closing the attribute panel. Suyi was about to return to take a rest in your room. At this moment, Yuffie came out from the portal leading to the Red Rose territory behind the Star Domain. Then she went straight to the Lord's Hall of the Star Domain, where she met Suyi. No waiting, Suyi opened his mouth, and Yuffie was the first to speak out. What's going on in the points secret realm? Suyi knew that she came here for this matter, and immediately explained. After roughly talking about the gameplay of the points secret realm, he said at the end, it is similar to the secret realm of the last event. After entering, we will directly compete with the Alliance as a unit. Yuffie nodded in understanding. She saw the news 20 minutes ago. I couldn't make up my mind for a while, so I came to the star field to look for Suyi. In fact, apart from her, Duan Qinglian, who is far away in Tangxi, Suzir from the Tree Demon territory, and Lin Yangxi from the Galaxy territory, all gathered in the Star Domain territory. Within an hour, asked Suyi various questions about the points secret realm. Suyi simply said everything he knew. Now that they understood it, they all showed joyful expressions. Brother, press, if you say that, aren't we ahead of others from the very beginning? Suzir suddenly spoke. Lin Yangxi was a little confused. She looked at Su Kainer. Kainer, what do you mean by that? Suzir stood up and looked around. The secret realm competition is conducted with the Alliance as a unit, and the number of layers of secret realms we can enter is completely based on the rank of the highest ranking troops in our alliance. May I ask how many of the highest ranking troops in our alliance are? As soon as these words came out, everyone suddenly realized that's true. The highest rank of arms in the Sky Alliance is the 10th rank, the Dragon and the Storm Spirit respectively. That is to say, the Sky Alliance can reach the 10th floor of the points secret realm. At most other alliances or territories may not have such good luck. As far as Su Kainer knows, most alliances do not have 10th tier units. Even the 9th level 9 is very rare. There are not many 8th grades. Usually it's 7 levels. This means that the Sky Alliance has surpassed a large number of lords before the secret realm was opened. Congratulations. Suyu nodded upon hearing the words. Xionar is right, it is true, but we still cannot take it lightly. If we enter the 10th floor of the secret realm, we will face 10th level monsters. So easy to get points from them. Su Kainer stuck out her tongue. Hee hee, We'll see when the time comes, but I believe that this time, we will definitely get the first place. Lin Yangtze, Eva and the others also showed joy. They also have this confidence. As for Suya, seeing that the timing was almost up, he stood up and said, the event will start at 12:10 noon tomorrow. Everyone, go back and get ready, please remember. Speaking of this, Suya paused, and then said, remember, don't let your territory become an empty city to prevent surprise attacks. In addition, before entering the secret realm, choose an alliance as a unit. We will come together and cooperate with each other. There is also a care in between, understand. Chapter 475 Entering the Secret Realm, Luxury Lineup. Subscribe. When everyone heard the words, they all expressed their understanding. Then, at Suyi's request, they all dispersed and returned to their territory. Then wait for the opening of the Point Secret Realm the next day. And Suyi naturally didn't care. Take the troop training scroll and train all the dragons and storm spirits. Now, there are 20,000 giant dragons and 20,000 storm spirits in the star domain. The lineup is pretty huge, but this is not enough. Suyi has to become stronger to face Angus, who will appear at an unknown time. Dragon and storm spirit, the former has extremely high mobility, and the latter has extremely high output. This time when entering the Point Secret Realm, Suyi decided to bring 2 types of arms with 10,000 units each. The rest are all deployed in the star domain and the gold mine defense line to ensure the safety of both places. It also takes 10 days to open the Point Secret Realm. Suyi didn't want 10 days later. When he returned, the star domain and the gold mine had already fallen. Therefore, it is necessary to leave an appropriate defender. Besides, in order to be more on the safe side, Suyi even directly upgraded the dragon nest to the first level, spending 5 billion resources. The current information is as follows. Dragon nest, level, 10th level. 8 units. 20 training template, giant dragon training cost. 200,000 gold coins. 100 million, time 240 hours. The 8th level dragon nest has a training peak of 50,000 troops. In other words, Suyi can have 50,000 giant dragons after training to full capacity. Of course, the premise is that Suyi has so much money. I glanced at the resource reserves of the Starfield territory, as follows. Lord Hall, Lord, Suyi level 8 Sky Alliance, Cloud territory, Red Rose territory, Clearwater territory, Galaxy territory, Dryad territory, Gemini territory, Nirvana territory, right subordinate territories of the Japanese territory, Warhammer tribe, Machine Kingdom building. 37 arms, Giant Dragon, Tier 10, Centaur, Tier 4-4, Blade Spider, Tier 4, Goblin, Tier 1, Red Armored Fire Ant, 4th Tier 4, Slinger Giant, 7th Tier, Undead Knight, 7th Tier, Dragon Hunter, 8th Tier, Mountain Shaker, 9th Tier 9, Storm Spirit, 10th Tier, Population 46 Timber, 14 billion Stone Mine, 14 billion Iron Ore, 13 billion Gold Coins, 30.100 million Food, 980,000 Currency, 210,000 Upgrade required, Wood, Stone Ore, Iron Ore, Gold Coins 500 million each. There are 30 billion gold coins left, which are just used for this wave of military training. It costs 300 gold coins and trains 150 dragons. The system's notification sounded, and Suyi's 3 million gold coins bottomed out instantly. Nope. Completely empty. Even Suyi couldn't help but feel some pain in his flesh. He planned to keep these gold coins for training Tier 11 Titans. But now, the situation has changed, and he has to make some changes. 15,000. The training of a giant dragon requires a lot of training time. Suyi was not prepared to wait, so he took out the unit training acceleration scroll. 1 meal. The operation is as fierce as a tiger. 15,000. The head dragon is trained in an instant. At this moment, the entire valley of Manu Mountain is almost completely occupied by giant dragons. The number of giant dragons Suyi owns also reached 35,000 heads. This is a huge transformation. In order to score points in the secret realm this time, Suyi put in a lot of effort, just waiting for the secret realm to turn around. The number of giant dragons increased. Suyi immediately decided to redistribute the troops brought into the secret realm. 35,000. 1 giant dragon. He took away 20,000. The remaining 15,000 dragons and 10,000 storm spirits are responsible for guarding the star field and gold mines. Entering the Point Secret Realm this time, Suyi brought 20,000 giant dragons and 10,000 storm spirits. The lineup is very luxurious. I believe it can bring unexpected surprises to Suyi. After making a decision, Suya sent the troops left behind to the direction of the gold mine and various places in the star field. After everything was deployed, the sky had already darkened. Chapter 319. Eve made dinner, and after the two ate, they held hands and went to bed. Time flies, and it is already noon the next day. Point Secret Realm opens on time. In front of the Lord's Hall of each territory, there will be a portal leading to the Point Secret Realm. In front of the portal leading to the Point Secret Realm from the Star Domain, Suya looked at Eve. Is everything arranged? Eve nodded. It's alright, Vulcan, until we come back. Banners will stay at the gold mine defense line to ensure the safety there. Hearing this, Suya felt relieved. Okay, let's go in. With that said, Suya took the brunt of passing through the portal of the Point Secret Realm. After entering, a map appeared in front of Suya. Please select a landing location. The system beep sound. Suya glanced at it. Fortunately, Su Kainer was not quick this time, so she sent it ahead of time. Then at the birth point, Suya will make the decision. After a rough glance, Suya finally chose a plane as the landing location. Choose the landing location successfully. Please choose the type of armament you want to carry. The system beep sounded again. Considering the large number of arms that each alliance needs to bring, so when entering this secret realm, the arms are generally selected in batches. Suya selected 20,000 giant dragons, 10,000 storm spirits, and blazing, Apollo, and Eve. After clicking OK, the selected target only felt a whirlwind, and soon appeared in another world. What appeared in front of the four of them at this moment was a plain very huge, green grass, endless. All 20,000 giant dragons were flying in the air, looking like dark clouds. Although the 10,000 storm spirits could not fly, they were also arranged in a square formation on the Pingayan grassland, waiting for Suya to give orders. As soon as Blazing landed, he turned into a giant dragon and soared into the sky, overlooking the earth from the sky, as if he was looking for something. Soon, she returned to Suya's side, stretching out his finger to the north. There are a large number of monsters over there. The number is not less than 30,000, and there is a human alliance in the west. The rank of the troops is not high. It is the 6th rank, and the number does not exceed 10,000. Chapter 476, Gatekeeper Boss, Gatekeeper, for subscription. After listening to Blazing's report, Suya already had a certain understanding of this place now. Just wait for the others to arrive and start working. Fortunately, the others did not keep Suya waiting. In the next 20 minutes, they brought their respective arms and appeared beside Suya one after another. Now, let's talk about the armament configuration of the Suya Sky Alliance entering the Point Secret Realm. This time Suya, Eve, 20,000 giant dragons, 10,000 storm spirits, a total of 30,000 units. Suzir, 5,000 8th rank beast summoner Lin Yangtze, 3,000 8th order mutant gargoyles Yaofai, 5,000 9th level and 9th level lightning birds, and 5,000 8th level flower fairies Duan Kinglian, 5,000 8th level hull dogs, 5,000 7th level miscellaneous soldiers Feng Yun, 5,000 8th rank soul eater guards, 5,000 7th rank miscellaneous soldiers. In total, Suya has 6.80000 units of arms. Compared with the time when I participated in the secret realm of the event last time, it has tripled. It has to be said that Suya won the first place in the secret realm of the last event, which was of great help to his future development. That's why this time, Suya spared no expense to bring so many units into the Point Secret Realm. Just wait for these guys to create benefits for themselves. At this moment, Suya, Eve and other lords gathered together. Suya began to lecture. Everyone is here, and now we are ready to hunt monsters. I have seen it just now. The area of the first layer of Point Secret Realm is huge, and the portals leading to the second layer are also randomly refreshed. In addition, there are some necessary conditions to enter the second floor. You must kill 100,000 first-level monsters before you can enter. It is not difficult to kill 100,000 first-level monsters. For Suya, the real difficulty should be to find the portal to enter the second floor. This is what really kills. If you're lucky, you might find it in a few minutes. If you are unlucky, I'm sorry, maybe you can't find the entrance after searching for 2 or 3 days. The system distributed a map to everyone, and we can know everyone's exact location from the map, so I suggest that the soldiers split up and look for the entrance to the second floor. After finding it, send a message to gather. Suya continued. After entering the Point Secret Realm, as long as you choose to participate in this event as an alliance, then there will be a simple communication channel between the lords, and the location of the lords will be displayed in real time on the map. This point is a bit more advanced than the original active secret realm. Soon, Suya's suggestion was approved by everyone. Everyone started to bring their own arms, and under Suya's arrangement, they marched in all directions. Suya was no exception. and took his 20,000 giant dragons and flew in the direction pointed by blazing before Suya temporarily handed over the other 10,000 storm spirits to Eve's command list for the others. They each bring their own arms. This is only the first floor of the secret realm, and the monsters are big. The only threats should be those who also entered here, but it doesn't matter, because there is a communication channel. If it is dangerous, everyone can explain it directly in the communication channel, then other people can carry out rapid support according to the position marked on the map. Generally speaking, the difficulty factor of this secret realm is much simpler than the secret realm of the last event. The dragon moved very fast, and within a short time Suyi found the location of the first order monster. Chilai had discovered the number is indeed quite a lot, about 30,000 to 40,000. It's some green skinned goblins holding a thorn stick in his hand. He is wandering in the grassland looking for food. Counting it, Suyi hasn't met these guys for a long time, didn't expect to see them today. Then Suyi would not be polite. 100 dragons were assigned to attack. That's right, 100 dragons. That's just a first order goblin, so weak, it's not worth Suyi's big fight. And it is true, when 100 giant dragons are pressed down from the sky, because of the bitter dragon power descending from the sky, the 30,000 odd goblins were instantly frightened and did not dare to move. Their whole bodies were prostrate on the ground, trembling, and this happens to be the best time for the dragon to attack. What dragon's breath, flames, ice crystals, wind blades, lightning, etc. He greeted those goblins as if he didn't want money. In less than 3 minutes, the battle was over. More than 30,000 goblins were killed instantly. Suyi's point balance also increased from 0 to 356. The payoff is not high, but it's better than nothing. Recalling the dragon, Suyi continued to move forward. Blaze transforms into dragon form and leads the way. By the way, look for traces of monsters and portals. It's a pity that Suyi's luck doesn't seem to be very good here going forward. He killed a lot of monsters and gained nearly 200,000 points. However, the portal leading to the second floor has not even seen a shadow. This made Suyi a little speechless, just about to change direction and continue exploring. Lin Yangxi's voice suddenly came from the chat channel. Here, there is a portal here. And there is another one. Come here quickly, everyone. Hearing this, Suyi frowned. A portal appeared. That's a good feeling. As for what Lin Yangxi said, that should be the gatekeeper guarding the portal. That's right, every portal leading to the upper floor will have a gatekeeper. That is, they are responsible for guarding the portal. If the lords want to enter the next floor, they must kill them before they can enter. This can also be regarded as a test of the strength of the lords. If even the gatekeeper can't be killed, it's better not to enter the next floor casually. At this moment, after hearing Lin Yangxi's words, Suyi and the others hurriedly replied, "Wait a minute, I'll be right there. Protect it, that is the gatekeeper. After killing it, the portal will only open for 10 minutes. We must enter the next floor within 10 minutes, otherwise the portal will be closed," Suyi exhorted before coming in. He carefully read the rules of the Point Secret Realm. One of them, Chapter 477, enter the second floor. For subscription, each layer of the Point Secret Realm will randomly refresh the portal to the next layer. The number of portals is not unique, and multiple portals may be refreshed at the same time. In addition, near the portal, a gatekeeper will be refreshed. Killing, you can get a lot of points, and open the portal to the next level. However, after a kill, the portal will only open for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the portal will close again. The gatekeeper will not be refreshed until 5 hours later. Kill it, and the portal will open again. That's the general rule. Chapter 320. Every lord who enters the Point Secret Realm can check it at this moment. After Lin Yangxi gave the news, Suyi, Su Kainer, Eve and the others immediately give up the battle in your hands and rush towards the portal. Regarding the tactics of this secret realm, Suyi has already mentioned it before. It is still similar to the active secret realm, and strive to reach the higher floors at the fastest speed. After all, the higher the number of layers, the more points will be obtained after killing the monsters refreshed inside. On the first floor, the second floor, there is no future. Suyi led the giant dragon army, which was the most mobile. 10 minutes after receiving Lin Yangxi's message, they had already arrived nearby. It fell from the sky and came to Lin Yangxi's side. "How is it going?" Suyi asked. Lin Yangxi pointed in a certain direction. "Over there, according to your order." I didn't dare to get too close. Suyi looked in the direction Lin Yangxi was pointing at, and sure enough, he saw a portal floating in the air, and in front of this portal, there is a giant goblin wandering around. Ordinary goblins are only 1.5 meters tall, but this goblin is an enlarged version. He is more than 50 meters tall, his skin has turned dark green, and he is dressed in exquisite battle armor. His strength is extraordinary. At first glance, Suyi took a few glances to confirm the opponent's strength. After all, it is only the first layer. Even if it looks scary, Its strength is not strong. Suyi is sure to solve it within 3 minutes. Everyone, report the location and how long it will take to reach the destination, Suyi asked in the communication channel. Everyone's answer came quickly. Sukainer, brother, I still need about 5 minutes. Yafai, 3 minutes. Duan Qinglian, 10 minutes. Fang Yun, I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm in trouble here. It may take 20 minutes to get there. Hearing everyone's answers, Su Yeking said in the communication channel, everyone, don't worry, pay attention to safety, I will wait for you here. Everyone responded. In the next 20 minutes, Su Zir and several other lords arrived one after another. Wait for a Fang Yun to arrive at the end. Su Yi immediately issue an attack order. Fly towards the goblins with his dragon army. That guy actually discovered Su Yi and the others a long time ago, but because its duty is to protect the portal, it has never come over to do anything now. Su Yi took the initiative to attack. Immediately caused this giant goblin's anger. It waved its huge stick and smashed towards Su Yi. The whistling of the wind made one scalp explode. Shilai had already turned into a dragon form, glanced at the goblin, and then shouted to Apollo, big guy, I'll leave it to you, do it nicely, don't embarrass me. Apollo got the order, so naturally he didn't dare to neglect. The 100-meter-long body turned into an afterimage and rushed out as a lightning dragon. Its speed attribute is relatively strong. Attacking at this moment, the speed is extremely fast. It can be called lightning in an instant. He was behind the goblin, then launched an onslaught. Zizzing arcs continued to emerge from Apollo's body and hit the goblin. The goblin screamed, and its health dropped rapidly like a diabetes insipidus. Coupled with the intensive attacks of other dragons, in less than 2 minutes, the guy fell to the ground with a bang. The life value is emptied. Belching fart, your unit kills the first layer of guardians and gets 0,000 points. When the goblin fell to the ground, the system's notification sounded in Su Yi's mind at the same time. The portal that had been guarded by the goblins before had successfully opened with a glare of light. Seeing this, Su Yi rode forward at a fast speed, and at the same time ordered in the communication channel, hurry up, everyone, we only have 10 minutes. Where did the others dare to neglect? They followed suit one after another. In the end, under the leadership of Su Yi, they successfully entered the second layer of Point's secret realm. Here, it's a whole new world. It is a forest, extremely dense and endless. It's still the same, everyone is looking for the limelight, and if there is a situation, explain it in the communication channel. Su Yi said on the second floor of the Point's secret realm, the monsters that are refreshed are only tier 2, even if there are a lot of them, they will not pose too much threat to the members of the Sky Alliance. So, Su Yi was relieved. Everyone was ordered to disperse with their own troops. Su Yi was no exception, riding blazing, with 20,000 giant dragons, began to rampage on the second floor of the Point's secret realm. That's right, it's a rampage. Su Yi fully has this strength to enter the third floor from the second floor. It is stipulated that monsters with 200,000 points must be killed in the area of the second floor based on the fact that one tier 2 monster can get 2 points after killing it. Su Yi will have to kill 100,000 tier 2 monsters in order to have access to the third floor. Well, it's not too much of a problem just doing what he said. Su Yi led the dragon army and started a unilateral massacre. Any monster you see cannot escape the pursuit of the dragon. Press down from the air and kill with lightning speed, then drop the corpse and look for the next target. The speed is quite fast, and Su Yi's point reserve is also growing rapidly. 20 minutes after entering the second floor of the Point's secret realm, Fang Yun spoke in the communication channel, everyone approach me, I found the portal. Everyone was overjoyed when they heard the words, and turned their directions one after another. Approaching Fang Yun's direction. The third floor is coming soon. Chapter 478 Apollo equals Tool Man. For subscription, in less than an hour, everyone gathers in the direction Fang Yun pointed to. A halo of a portal floated in mid-air, slowly rotating, but not yet opened. Everyone is here, let's get started. Su Yi scanned the surrounding area to make sure that everyone was present before giving the order. Zhili winked at Apollo when he heard the words. The latter was a little speechless. How could he treat Lao Tzu as a tool man? But what can he do? Refuse? I'm afraid his brains will be punched out. In desperation, Apollo had no choice but to change into a dragon form, facing Follow, the gatekeeper of the second level, and rush forward. It was an extraordinarily strong goblin, the same size as the previous goblins. Pieces of tendon meat are like raised hills, very scary. Immediately after this guy met Apollo, get mad, waving his big fist, he threw it at Apollo. But Apollo, is he weak? Of course not. Not only is he not weak, but he also has the strength to crush goblins. At this moment, his figure flickered, releasing the thunder and lightning domain. The goblin leader was paralyzed by electricity. and his movements dropped a lot. Apollo seized this opportunity and began brewing million-volt sizzling arcs continuously emanated from its silver body. Stimulate the air, stimulate everything around, and at the position of Apollo's head, a thunderball like a sea urchin is rapidly expanding. The energy contained in the thunderball is also rapidly increasing and climbing. Finally, the energy inside the thunderball reached a critical point. The thunderball exploded. Boom. There was a loud noise, and everyone's vision was filled with dazzling light. The next moment, the sound of the goblin falling to the ground was heard. After the dazzling light dissipated, what appeared in front of Suyi and the others was a corpse that had been electrocuted to charcoal. It was dark and not autumnal, with green smoke and a smell of barbecue. Your unit has killed the guard on the second level of the Point's secret realm, and you have gained 400,000 points. A system beep comes. Suyi's points balance skyrocketed again at a glance. It's close to 1 million, but Suyi is very clear that millions of points are not of much use after all. My goal this time, but this thing is really expensive. Millions of points can't be exchanged for much, therefore, the revolution is not yet complete. Let's work together. The second floor hiccups, the portal opens naturally. Suyi and the others didn't care, and rushed towards the portal with their families. There are more than 60,000 arms, although there are many, but it is not difficult to dispatch. It only took 5 minutes, and they all entered the portal. Chapter 321. Just after Suyi and the others left, at the position where they were standing before, a troop appears headed by several lords. The movement just now came from here. Look, that's the portal. It's already opened. Then what are you waiting for? Go up quickly and enter the third floor. As soon as several lords discussed, immediately leading the troop rushing towards the direction of the portal. Actually similar. It is not uncommon for this kind of thing to rub the portal in the secret territory of points. After all, there will be 10 minutes after opening it. If the speed is faster, you can't get in if you can't say it, of course. If you have a bad taste and don't want others to follow you in, there are ways you can stand in front of the portal, wait until the moment it is about to close, and then enter the third floor of the Point's mystery. Suyi looked around, and found that the place where he and others appeared was a desert. The sky was full of yellow sand, and there was no vegetation to be seen. The scorching sun above continued to fall, shining on Suyi and the others. After a while, several people were sweating profusely. Oh my god, what the hell is this place? It's too hot. Yang Yuking waved her palm, patting herself in the cool breeze, but this bit of wind has no real effect on the scorching sun overhead. Suyi made a decisive decision. Immediately order, still in the same way, divide the troops into several groups, and look for the portal. This third floor is a desert, which is not suitable for the survival of the troops. If you stay here for too long, the troops will be dehydrated, and it will be troublesome at that time. When everyone heard the words, they all understood. In this harsh environment, I am afraid that apart from some arms that like heat, other arms will be affected soon. The crowd dispersed and flew in all directions with their respective arms. Start looking for the existence of the portal. Suyi was no exception, galloping all the way with Zhi Lai and Apollo. The dragons flew in the air, scanning the desert below. Soon I saw a group of monsters, which were some huge scorpions. The black, metallic carapace emits a faint glow under the sunlight. This is a tier 3 monster. A poisonous scorpion. Go down and finish them off. Suyi ordered, blazingly nodded to express his understanding, and ordered some giant dragons to approach the ground to kill those scorpions at a very fast speed, then move on. In order to increase the search range, Suyi specially ordered Chi Lai to scatter the dragons. Find the location of the portal. In this way, as long as Chi Lai stays by Suyi's side, any dragons can report to her if they find anything. Chi Lai then reported it to Suyi. However, this approach worked quite well. After Suyi searched for about an hour, he finally found it. A portal suspended above the yellow sand is slowly rotating. After discovering this, he immediately shouted in the communication channel, I found the portal. Everyone is approaching me. When everyone heard this, they were overjoyed. They have long been impatient to stay in this scorching sun world. Although they are lords, they have water bottles with them, so they can drink water to quench their thirst. As for the arms, they don't carry water. Some weak units with similar attributes have already had adverse reactions. At this time a dehydration state is applied, and all attributes are reduced by 30%. This negative state is very scary. But it is also easy to get rid of. As long as you drink some water, you can instantly relieve the state. Chapter 479. I'll retreat 1000 meters, for subscription. Fortunately, at this time, it was already dusk. The golden Wu slanted westward, and the light and heat it emitted had been greatly weakened. The status of troops has been improved. Then, under the leadership of the lords, they quickly approached Suyi's position. Suyi also brought the giant dragons down from the sky, stationed near the portal. waiting for other members of the Sky Alliance to come. But while Suyu was waiting, on the west side of the portal, a voice suddenly came out. Great, there's a portal here. And I can finally leave this disgusting world. Quick, quick, everyone is there, gather and prepare to charge, kill. The third floor must have a lot of points. Uncle Lee, we've made a fortune. Hearing these voices, Suyu frowned. He stood up and looked in the direction of the sound. Sure enough, I saw a troop rushing towards this side. The scale is not too big, about 10,000 combat units. Most of the troops in the team are tier 5 or tier 6. It can be seen that this is a team struggling on the food and clothing line. The leader is 3 people, a middle-aged woman, a fat man, and an old man. They are the 3 lords of this army at this moment. The 3 of them had rushed forward with their troops, but soon they discovered something was wrong. The first is the type of troops following behind him for no reason. They all stopped running, curled up one by one, and looked towards the direction of the portal in horror. Seeing this scene, the 3 of them were filled with bewilderment. What's the matter? Why don't they go away? Asked the old lord. The woman shook her head, indicating that she didn't know either, and the fat man ran towards the direction of the portal. Soon, after turning over a hill, he saw the scene in front of him. There was an unknown monster in the blackness, crawling on the ground. The portal is surrounded by these monsters. Seeing this scene, the fat man turned pale. The old man and the woman had already followed. Asking what was going on, the fat man tremblingly pointed at the prostrate dragon below and said, "Look over there." "What are those?" The old man and the woman looked in the direction the fat man pointed, and they saw a large black area. Immediately his face turned pale. "There are so many monsters, how could we beat them?" The woman trembled. Hearing this, the old man shook his head. "No, it's not a monster. It should be a certain lord's army. If it was a monster, they would have pounced on it a long time ago." The woman and the fat man are full of horror. "Now what?" the fat man asked. The old man pondered for a moment, and immediately order, all retreat 1,000 meters, stay down, we wait for the next trip. Wait? A trip couldn't be more obvious. The old man does not want to compete with the lords who have already arrived here. Now that the portal has been discovered, it's better to just wait nearby when those people leave. The next time the portal resets, it won't be too late for them to go in again. The woman and the fat man had no choice but to give up after hearing the words that each of these arms is tens of meters long. They are not easy to mess with at first glance. They can go as far as they can go. If they encounter a cruel person, I am afraid they will kill them and plunder their points. It's not worth it. That's right. The 3 lords ordered to retreat to the rear with the soldiers withdrew fully for nearly 2,000 meters before stopping in station near the portal. Suyu saw this scene, and the coldness in his eyes gradually dissipated. "It seems that you are quite acquainted." After speaking, he sat down again after waiting at the spot for 10 minutes. Yafai was the first to arrive. This time she brought flying gargoyles and the flower fairy can fly too. Therefore, her mobility is second only to Suyu, and her journey is naturally fast. Duan King Lian came next. When she came over, she happened to pass by the west and saw the troops of the 3 lords report to Suyu. "Now, there is a group of people over there. Do you need to interfere?" Suyu shook his head. "No need, they are very sensible, and they are not too close, so let's not make trouble." Duan King Lian nodded. Upon hearing that, Suyu thought he was not a good person, but he would not kill innocent people indiscriminately. Chapter 322. Then waited for about half an hour. While present, Suyu ordered the Apollo toolman to attack. Killed the gatekeeper on the 3rd floor at a very fast speed. It was a huge lizard. The body is more than 100 meters long, strong and powerful, but still no match for Apollo. The battle ends in minutes, and the portal to the 4th floor opens. Everyone dragged their families with them, poured into the portal, and entered the 4th floor. What appeared in front of Suyu and the others at this moment was an oasis. The area is not large, but there are many vegetation. Most importantly, there is a big river passing through the oasis. It is the water in this big river that nourishes the surrounding flowers and plants. The sky is dark. The night sky is full of stars, and the bright moon is hanging. Suyu and the others have also been busy for a long time, and they are a little tired. That's right. After Suyu arranged some troops to watch the night, he ordered everyone to rest. Suzir, Lin Yangxi, and other little girls have already lit a bonfire in the middle of the oasis. Set up the iron pot, start the pot to burn the beef, and start cooking. I have to say that these little girls are quite good at cooking. Not long after, a strong smell of meat wafted over the camp, as well as the smell of Sukion or cooking elixir porridge. The fragrance of the porridge and the fragrance of the elixir are mixed together. It is not obtrusive, but it adds a different kind of characteristics. Fascinating. After the meal was ready, everyone set up the dining table and began to eat. Dinner is barbecue, elixir porridge, some boiled elixir corn, and elixir fruit. Overall, It's quite rich. Suyi and the others ate deliciously. Among them is Blazing. This guy has become extremely gluttonous since he transformed into human form. When Suyi was waiting for someone to eat, she would run over in a hurry, holding the rice bowl while drooling. That delicate appearance makes people laugh. Chapter 480 Dark Horse Lan. For subscription. After drinking and eating, everyone began to set up tents and prepare to rest, although points can be exchanged for many good things. The time to open the secret realm is only 10 days, and the lords who enter it need to hurry up to get points, but Suyi always believes that proper rest is not harmful. After arranging people to watch the night in turn, Suyi went into his tent and fell asleep, sleeping in a daze, between half asleep and half awake. Suyi only felt as if someone had slipped into his arms. Opening his eyes, he found that it was actually Duan Qinglian. You, what is Suyi thinking, but Duan Qinglian stopped her mouth. SHHH, finally got the chance to get along. You don't want everyone to know. Suyi is speechless. What time is this? You still come to this way? But Duan Qinglian is very enthusiastic. Suyi is hard to give up. So I have a good night until the next day. When the sky was getting dark, Duan Qinglian tidied up, bent over and left Suyi's tent, and returned to her residence. An hour later, everyone woke up one after another. Suzir and the others have already started making breakfast, and Suyi began to feed his troops, same as entering the event secret realm last time. This time when entering the point secret realm, Suyi also focused on explaining the problem of food. Be sure to bring some more. After all, food is the most fundamental factor to maintain the combat effectiveness of arms while feeding food. Suyi opened the current points ranking. Points secret realm. Points are the most important thing. It can be used to exchange points for props in the secret realm, while as for how many points you get, it will list a leaderboard just like the event secret realm. Perhaps this is also to rouse the enthusiasm of the lords. There are also some rewards for the points ranking. The reward rules are as follows. First place in points. After the end of the mystery, an additional 50% of the total points will be obtained. The second place in points. After the end of the secret realm, an additional 30% of the total points will be obtained. The third place in points. After the end of the secret realm, an additional 20% of the total points will be obtained. The fourth place in points. By analogy, the lower the ranking, the less rewards you will get. Therefore, the lords who entered the secret territory of the points will also plunder the points like crazy to ensure their ranking. Suyi is no exception. He also has this plan at this moment. He glanced at the points ranking already listed. I rank 25th, and didn't even make it to the top 20, not to mention Suzir and others, all after dozens of people for this result. Suyi is no exception. It must be last night. Those guys took advantage of the late time to kill monsters in the secret realm to get points, so there will be a good one. However, these are temporary. Whoever can have the last laugh is truly powerful in this ranking list. Suyi saw several familiar names, for example, Takashita Jinsong from Sakura Country, Tom Leet from Cowboy Country, Kim Soo-hyun from Bang Bang Country, and Ali Gaga from Shanao Country are all on the list in the last event in the secret realm. These people all got good names. The rewards you get are much more than ordinary lords motivated by these incentives. Next, the development of those lords entered a high-speed stage. It has already thrown off a lot of ordinary lords among the top 30. Suyi took a quick glance and found many local lords of the Xia Kingdom. Zhang Xianaya, Li Zan and others are among them. What surprised Suyi the most was that he actually saw Lan Lan at the 18th place. If it is not the same name, it is very likely that it is the one I met in the Dwarf Holy Mountain. Lan Lan, it seems that this guy is really not simple, Suyi muttered. He raised his hand and glanced at a hidden imprint on his palm. This is what Lan Lan left behind. Suyi was watching in a daze, when Sukainer suddenly ran over and shook her hand in front of Suyi. Brother, why are you so dazed? It's time to eat. Suyi brought her thoughts back to reality, and then let Sukainer drag her to the dining table and started eating. After drinking and eating, everyone got up, cleaned up, and began to search for the portal to enter the 5th floor of the Point Secret Realm. According to yesterday's plan, the organization was the same as yesterday. Suyi set off with Blazing, Apollo, and 20,000 dragons. Probe around the oasis below appeared in Suyi's eyes and flashed quickly. Flying forward for some distance, Suyi finally figured out what kind of world this is. It should be a place similar to the Gobi Desert, a desert on the yellow sand. There are many oases, large and small. A big river meanders through the Gobi Desert. Connect those oases together like prayer beads. It looked magnificent, just like yesterday. Suyi asked Chi-Lai to disperse the dragons. Kill all the monsters you can see. This is already the 4th floor of the Point Secret Realm, and the monsters refreshed here are all tier 4. After killing, you can get 4 points. There are quite a few, so every wave of monsters you encounter cannot be let go. All must be killed under Suyi's order. His points increased rapidly from the original more than 900,000 to more than 1.3 million. The ranking also entered the 20th place from the 25th. Even crushed Lan Lan at this moment. Somewhere on the 5th floor of the Point Secret Realm, a girl commanding armed battles. He suddenly heard the sound of the ranking change in his mind, and quickly opened the leaderboard to check it. When she saw the person in front of her, the girl involuntarily clenched her fists. Damn. This guy must have done it on purpose. Didn't he just plant a mark on your hand? As for hating me like this, the indignant girl is none other than Lan Lan. Suyu's guess is correct, that the Lan Lan on the leaderboard is the same person as the Lan Lan he met in the Dwarf Kingdom. Thinking of Suyu's flamboyant and stinky fart in his heart, Lan Lan couldn't help but clenched his fists. Bastard, I will never go behind you. After finishing speaking, Lan Lan called Gwen's, pass my order, all attack, and kill all the monsters that can be seen. Gwyneth gave a look, didn't dare to be negligent, and hastily complied. Chapter 481. The portal is robbed, for subscription. On the second day after the opening of the Point's Secret Realm, the lords who entered it started a frenzied conquest and plunder. All the monsters that could be seen failed to escape their attack. Suyu's Sky Alliance successfully found the portal to the 5th floor after spending half a day on the 4th floor of the Point's Secret Realm. Chapter 323. This time it was Lin Yangtze who discovered the portal. The little girl is the weakest lord in the Point's Secret Realm. This time there are only 3,000 mutant gargoyles in the unit at this moment. She discovered that she, who was leading to the portal on the 5th floor, was stationed nearby with her 3,000 mutated gargoyles at the same time. Send a message in the communication channel to attract Suyu and others to come. But while waiting, something happened in each layer of the Point's Secret Realm. Although the portal is not unique, but the number is not many. Almost all the lords who have entered a certain level, the first thing to do is to look for the portal to the next level. This is very important, and at this moment, the portal that Lin Yangtze found was coincidentally discovered by another group of people. Not only that, the strength of this group of people is quite strong. Combat units exceed 50,000, although the highest level is only the 7th level. Such a large number of combat units can already make these people rampage in the Point's Secret Realm. Now, these people have discovered Lin Yangtze's existence. The leader was a middle-aged man in black leather armor with a fierce face. His name is Zhang Xianzheng, and he's the leader of Zhangshan Alliance. The few people following him are Li Ji, Wang Kexun, and Wu Yuan. These people are all lords under Zhangshan Alliance. As he was walking forward, suddenly a job changer hurried over. Leader, the portal in front has been confirmed and has not been opened, but someone has discovered it before us. Zhang Xianzheng frowned. What the hell? Found out here first. How is the opponent's strength? Li Ji asked. The job changer said, the number does not exceed 5,000, and the rank is 8th. Hearing this, Li Ji, Wang Kexun, and Wu Yuan looked at Zhang Xianzheng in unison. Boss, what should we do? Should we call over or wait? Wu Yuan asked. Of course we fought. The opponent only has 3,000 troops. Although it is 8,000, it is definitely not our opponent with more than 50,000 troops. Li Ji said that he is a young man who looks up to Wen. Of course, this is just his appearance. When you really get along with him, this gentle appearance hides a bloody and brutal heart. Wang Kexun is older, in his 50s, and he sees more things than the others at this moment. He shook his head. I think we should wait for the next trip. The other party has more than 3,000 troops. Although there are not many, they have been waiting here for only one reason, that is, she must have allies on this trip, layer, and is rushing towards this site at high speed. If we rashly start a war. Wang Kexun did not say the latter words, but Zhang Xianzheng has already understood. As Wang Kexun said, the portal leading to the 5th floor has been blockaded. People occupy. However, this person did not choose to open the portal and enter the 5th floor. What can this explain? This can only explain one thing, that is, the Lord is waiting for someone. The portal will not start until everyone is here. But now, he was met by Zhang Xianzheng and others. Wang Kexun's voice fell, and before Zhang Xianzheng could speak, Li Ji on the side spoke again. Uncle Wang, you are just too kind. We have a total of 50,000 combat units on our side, and the other party only has 3,000. I'm afraid of a bird, and I will settle her every minute, and there are more. Speaking of this, Li Ji paused. Also, it doesn't matter if the other party is waiting for someone. Wait a minute, we may not be as strong as us when we meet. Boss, give an order, make a quick decision, and kill him directly. Grab the portal. When Zhang Xianzheng heard this, his expressionless face finally turned cold. He clenched his sword tightly. Li Ji is right, we do have this strength. Wang Kexun wanted to say something else, but was interrupted by Li Ji. Uncle Wang, if you are afraid, stay here, and come back after we snatch the portal. As he spoke, Li Ji let out a wild laugh, and drew out his weapon. Listen to my orders and prepare to attack. The tens of thousands of troops following behind them moved together, and charged forward under the leadership of Li Ji, Zhang Xianzheng, and Wu Yuan. Seeing this, Wang Kexun sighed softly and had no choice but to follow, but for some reason, he always felt uneasy and had an ominous premonition. Kill, kill. Lin Yangxi was resting, when she suddenly heard deafening shouts from the direction behind her, which woke her up. Jumped onto the back of a gargoyle and ordered the latter to take off soon. The mutated gargoyle flew into the air with Lin Yangxi. From here, she can see the situation on the ground. There are tens of thousands of black troops rushing towards the portal. He even launched an attack on his own mutant gargoyle in a short period of time. Hundreds of mutated gargoyles were killed in desperation. Lin Yangxi had no choice but to order all the gargoyles to fly into the air one time to avoid the enemy's attack. Seeing this, Li Ji on the ground let out a sneer. You're still a bitch. Why don't you come down and have fun with my young master if you're so timid? Ha ha ha. Zhang Xianzheng glanced at the sky, and after confirming the opponent's strength, he did not delay. Immediately order, let Wu Yuan take the troops to take down the gatekeeper. The main purpose of his attack this time is to snatch this portal. As for Lin Yangxi, who stayed here, kill as long as you can, and let it go if you can't. It's all about speed. Lin Yangxi sat on the back of the gargoyle, watching the scenes on the ground. Her face became ugly. These people want to grab the portal. My God, what can I do? Lin Yangxi was a little confused, so in desperation, she had no choice but to ask for help in the communication channel. Chapter 482. Quickly support Lin Yangxi. Subscribe. At the same time, Suyu was heading towards the portal that Lin Yangxi found while driving. Kill some monsters encountered and plunder points. But just as Suyu was rushing back, Lin Yangxi's voice suddenly sounded again in the communication channel. Ask for support. Ask for support. Someone has discovered the portal and is robbing it. I can't resist it. As soon as these words came out, the entire communication channel exploded in an instant. What's going on, Yangxi? What's going on with you? Su Zhi was the first to speak. The opponent is attacking the gatekeeper. The portal may be robbed. Lin Yangxi said. Su Yi frowned, and asked, how is the opponent's strength? About 50,000. The highest level is level 7. Lin Yangxi replied. Hearing this, Su Yi had a certainty in his heart. There are 50,000 arms, and the highest level is the 7th level. Attacking the gatekeeper with his strength, I am afraid that the gatekeeper will be killed soon. How can this be difficult? It is impossible to hand over this portal to others. Absolutely impossible. Anyway, Su Yi will not agree, so he immediately ordered. Everyone obey orders. Immediately let go of the battle in your hands, head towards Yangxi with all your strength, and help Yangxi as early as possible. In addition, Yangxi, on the premise of ensuring your own safety, try to disrupt the opponent's offensive battle, delay the time as much as possible, and wait for our arrival. When everyone heard the words, they all expressed their understanding. Then, a blitzkrieg started. Suyu immediately putting down the battle in hand, greeted Chi Lai, Apollo, and 20,000 giant dragons, and headed towards Lin Yangxi at the fastest speed. Dragons are fast and extremely maneuverable even in order to get to the scene quickly. Suyu also activated the meaningless field. Let me explain here that the speed attribute cannot be increased in meaningless fields. The attribute of speed is a bit special. It is different from life value, attack power, defense power, and so on. This attribute is as much as it is. It cannot be changed according to the change of the increased skill. This means that your initial speed is 100, unless you have a special speed boosting skill. Otherwise, this in 100 speed will not be easily changed. However, if strength and other attributes are enhanced, some speed can be indirectly enhanced. So, after Suyu opened the meaningless domain at this moment, the speed of some giant dragons around him increased a bit. The gap with the other dragons was quickly widened, but they traveled with the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit has the wind riding domain, which can increase the speed appropriately. I believe it won't take long for these giant dragons to keep up with Suyu. Blazing, follow me. Apollo stays behind, and leads the other dragons and the spirit of the storm to my direction. Then meet up, Suyu ordered in a cold voice. Apollo nodded in understanding. Blazing, on the other hand, moved forward at the fastest speed, with a lightning giant dragon known for its speed. The same is true for other members of the Sky Alliance, Duan Qinglian, Yufei and others. Putting aside the battle in hand, he charged in the direction of Lin Yangxi with all his strength. Yangxi, hold on, we still have 3 minutes to reach your location. Come on Yangxi, it will be possible. At the same time, Lin Yangxi was on the battlefield. Zhang Xianzheng ordered to attack the gatekeeper. Chapter 324. Wu Yuan has already rushed up. More than 10,000 troops began to attack. After all, it is only the 5th tier, 6th tier, and 7th tier arms in combat. It's still a bit overwhelming, not as clean and tidy as Suyu, but even so, under the crazy siege of these people, his health is constantly dropping, like a diabetes insipidus. Seeing this, Lin Yangxi clenched her fists. We must not let you succeed. Without saying a word, Lin Yangxi immediately. The troops are divided into two groups. One line is responsible for attacking Zhang Xianzhang's direction, and the other line is charged in the direction of the portal. Immediately launched an attack on the attacking Wu Yuan team. Wu Yuan's team was besieging, when suddenly there was an attack from above. Can't help being furious, and can only separate out some troops to deal with the attack from the sky. But in this way, the speed of their siege slowed down. This scene fell into Li Ji's eyes, making him furious. Damn woman, want to stop our pace. Wishful thinking. After all, Li Ji mobilized a large number of long-range attack units and launched a fierce attack towards the sky. Under the super intensive attack, many of the mutated gargoyles in the sky were hit, their life points quickly cleared to 0, and then fell from the sky. Looking at this scene, Lin Yangxi's heart was bleeding. These are all her troops. Brother Su will definitely make you pay the price when he comes over, Lin Yangxi said coldly. But the attack didn't stop. He ordered the mutated gargoyle to rush towards the troops on the ground like crazy in order to resist the mutant gargoyle. The troops on the ground can only continue to defend in this way. It successfully slowed down the speed of the opponent's attack and defense. However, the price to pay is also terrible. The mutated gargoyles that Sukain are brought into the Point Secret Realm this time only had 3,000 heads up to now. Nearly 1,000 mutated gargoyles have been killed and the speed is still accelerating, which makes Lin Yangxi very tired. Damn, it won't be the end of this battle. Her background is gone. This is impossible. The blood volume of the goalkeeper is constantly declining. Lin Yangxi was cornered, and had no choice but to take out her staff while restoring health and adding shields to the mutant gargoyles. Even the caretaker is within her range of treatment. Constantly shield and heal the opponent. This made Zhang Xianzheng and others panic. Damn, this bitch is in treatment. Is she crazy? Don't stop me. Today I must beat her down and ravage her well. Li Ji yelled angrily. The attack on the sky is more fierce. Lin Yangxi sighed secretly in her heart, but her hands kept moving. It was the only way she could think of. If the gatekeeper is killed by the opponent, not only points will be taken away, even the portal will be closed at that time. Suyu and the others will have to wait for the next trip in 5 hours. Lin Yangxi will never let this happen. But how can her strength alone shake the opponent's 50,000 troops? Chapter 483. Leader, we are surrounded. For subscription. The battle progressed quickly, and more than 2/3 of the 3,000 mutant gargoyles brought by Lin Yangxi were killed or injured. There are less than 1,000 of them still alive. On the other hand, Zhang Xianzheng's 50,000 arms are still active. Black masses occupy the earth, and under Zhang Xianzheng's order, Medley launched an attack towards the gatekeeper. At this moment, the janitor only has 20% of his HP left. In another 3 minutes, he must be killed. At that time, the portal to the 5th floor will open. Lin Yangxi's protection all along was in vain. Thinking of this, Lin Yangxi's pretty face was full of anger and desperation. She even took out the scroll of forbidden curse and threw it from the air towards the ground. The sound of explosions was endless under the huge attack range of the curse scroll. The casualties of Zhang Xianzheng's troops increased sharply. Damn, this stinky woman has gone against the sky. Li Ji was furious, and the same is true for Zhang Xianzheng, looking at the figure constantly flashing in the air. He can't wait to be slapped. It's a pity that he doesn't have a flying unit and can't fight in the air. Secondly, Lin Yangxi's action speed is too fast, and his long-range attack units can't help the opponent. That's why Lin Yangxi has been able to live until now and caused so much trouble to myself. It doesn't matter. Attack with all your strength. Kill. Let's go to the 5th floor. Zhang Xianzheng ordered. Wu Yuan and Li Ji looked at each other. The former was aggrieved. Boss, why don't you kill that woman for revenge? Zhang Xianzheng glared at those two people. What the hell? I don't want to kill you, but fly up to the sky? This sentence left Wu Yuan and Li Ji speechless. Well, it is true. Lin Yangxi has been saying, the sky's active. They can't fight at all. In this case, instead of letting Lin Yangxi kill the arms all the time, it is better to kill them directly, and then go to the 5th floor. Continuing to spend with Lin Yangxi will only speed up the loss of their units in the long run. This is worthless. Okay, listen to the boss's order. Kill. Li Ji ordered. 50,000 troops launched a general attack. The goalkeeper's health drops rapidly just at this critical moment. Wang Kexun, who was following at the end, suddenly heard movement from the sky above his head. Looking up, his eyes suddenly widened. I could only see that on top of his head, Several giant dragons had appeared at some unknown time. The huge 100-meter body shuttles in the air. A chilling coercion descended from the sky. The troops around Wang Kexun even changed at this moment, not daring to move. OMG, what is this? Wang Kexun looked terrified, but before he reported, the celestial-headed dragon had already rushed towards Zhang Xianzheng and the others. Needless to say, it was Suya who appeared at this moment in the air. He glanced at the scene on the ground, angry from the heart. He dares to snatch anything he likes. He really doesn't want to live anymore. Kill, attack with all your strength, Suyi ordered in a cold voice. All the giant dragons, including Blazing, were ordered to scatter from the air and rush towards the soldiers on the ground. Because of the speed Suyi brought it here this time, most of the giant dragons are lightning dragons, the kind with fast speed. At this moment, it descended from the sky, continuously releasing thunderbolts, bombarding Zhang Xianzheng's troops on the ground. Every lightning strike will take away the lives of a large number of soldiers and leave a scorched black mark on the ground. This scene, falling into Lin Yangxi's eyes, made her let go of her suspended heart. Great, Suya is here. Then the next thing should be easy to handle. Zhang Xianzheng and others also discovered Suyi in the sky. It is also furious to see the other party launching an attack without saying a word. It's fight back, kill him, Zhang Xianzheng ordered. Although I am afraid of the giant dragons in the sky, there are only a dozen of them, but there are still more than 40,000 troops on his side. Could it be that more than 40,000 arms can't deal with just a dozen dragons? But what Zhang Xianzheng didn't expect was that Suya really only had a dozen dragons. No. His large army is still on the way. And according to the speed of those giant dragons is enough to rush to the battlefield within 2 minutes. Fierce battle broke out, with Suya as the commanding officer, fiercely raiding the formation. Even if there are only a dozen giant dragons, the strength that erupts is terrifying. It is definitely not something Zhang Xianzheng and his generation can resist. The thunder kept falling, and each bombardment could take away dozens of troops. Zhang Xianzheng was so angry that he crazily launched a counterattack. It's a pity that the attack of his arms fell on the dragon, which was almost like scratching an itch. What should the boss do? The opponent is so strong. Wu Yuan was the first to feel something was wrong. Chapter 325. Zhang Xianzheng was in a fit of anger. He couldn't care less about other things at this moment. Immediately order, the strong will also fight and kill. Just as Zhang Xianzheng finished speaking, Wang Kexun's voice suddenly sounded behind him. Leader, something is wrong. There are a large number of dragons appearing behind us. What? Zhang Xianzheng's face changed drastically, and he turned his head to look in the direction Wang Kexun was pointing at. Sure enough, there was a dark cloud flying towards us in the sky over there. What make up the dark clouds are the extremely large number of giant dragons. There are a lot of them, and they are densely packed in a large area. According to preliminary estimates, the number is no less than 10,000 combined with the strength demonstrated by Suyi. Now Zhang Xianzheng panicked. If every dragon was as powerful as the ones I saw just now, then more than 10,000 giant dragons came later, and more than 50,000 of whose arms could be buried here. What's more terrible is to get rid of more than 10,000 giant dragons on the ground. There are still 10,000 storm spirits heading towards this side. Such a terrifying lineup made Zhang Xianzheng's face change, and he immediately said nothing. Order, withdraw, end the battle. Withdraw quickly. There is no way. The dragon army and the storm spirit army are coming. Zhang Xianzheng is no match if you don't retreat. I'm afraid you will suffer heavy losses. Wang Kexun wanted to retreat a long time ago. When he heard Zhang Xianzheng's words, he immediately called everyone to retreat. But at this moment, another lord ran towards this side, shouting in his mouth, Leader, leader, the big thing is not good. There is a large army in the west. Leader, lord, there are also large troops in the north. Leader, we are surrounded. What should we do? Chapter 484. Enter the 5th floor. For subscription. The sudden situation made Zhang Xianzheng panic. The giant dragon in the air is flying from the south, and there are troops from the west, east, and north moving towards this side, although it is not sure whether the people coming from those directions are from the same group. What is certain is that Zhang Xianzheng was really surrounded this time. This is so frightening. Looking at the gatekeeper with less than 10% HP remaining, Zhang Xianzheng's heart was bleeding just a little bit, just a little bit. If he was given another 5 minutes, he would definitely be able to kill the gatekeeper and enter the 5th floor. It's a pity that he will never get these 5 minutes. The troops over there are weaker. Zhang Xianzheng roared angrily. West side. Okay, right now break out towards the west. Hurry up. Zhang Xianzheng ordered. There are more than 30,000 troops left. Immediately mobilize and launch a charge towards the west this time. Zhang Bian was really defeated. If you stay any longer, there will be no good results. But Suyi, will he let him go so easily? Not necessarily. Sure enough, When Zhang Xianzhang broke through the siege, there were dense dragon chants in the air immediately afterwards. Zhang Xianzhang only felt that the light around him suddenly dimmed a bit when he looked up. His eyes suddenly burst into tears. A full 20,000 giant dragons have already flown over his head like a cloud. It covered the whole world at this moment. Under Su Yi's order, 20,000 giant dragons swooped down from the sky. The dense attack, as if released without money. It's over, Wang. Kexuan's face was full of bitterness, and he muttered 2 words. Zhang Xianzhang also kept swallowing his saliva. His heart has reached his throat. A few seconds later, a fierce battle broke out. 20,000 giant dragons descended from the sky, fighting against Zhang Xianzhang's remaining 30,000. Less than 40,000 troops. Each of Su Yi's giant dragons has the strength of 1 against 10, or even 1 against 100. Attacking at this moment, Zhang Xianzhang would suffer heavy casualties even if he had 300,000 troops, let alone more than 30,000 troops. This is the power of the dragon. In addition, there are 10,000 storm spirits. The strength of this unit is not weaker than that of the giant dragon. Rushed into Zhang Xianzhang's camp like a whirlwind, and began to kill. Just like at this moment, less than a minute after the fierce battle broke out, more than half of the troops around Zhang Xianzhang were killed or injured. Countless corpses were densely packed on the ground. Rivers of blood soaked the ground beneath his feet. Wu Yuan, Li Ji and many other leaders were killed in the first round of attack. Zhang Xianzhang's face was pale, and he staggered and fled with the remaining troops. But how could he run out of the Su circle? At this moment, Su Yi, sitting on Blazing's back, glanced at the battle situation below, and nodded in satisfaction. Fang Yun, pay attention, the target is going to break through to your side. Fang Yun, who was riding a huge black tiger, took a closer look, and sure enough, Zhang Xianzhang was rushing towards his direction with his remnant soldiers. Don't worry, leader, he won't be able to escape, Fang Yun said, then ordered the attack. The army of Cloud Territory, who had been waiting for a long time, let out a roar. At this moment he frantically rushed towards Zhang Xianzhang's direction. In less than a minute, the two sides fought hand to hand. Fierce fighting broke out. Yao Fei in the north, standing on the back of a mutated gargoyle, saw that the battle on Fang Yun's side had already broken out. I couldn't spare my temper, and led the flying army, and ran straight into it with Yao Fei's help. Zhang Xianzhang's situation became even worse. Troops rapidly decreased and perished in less than 3 minutes. The entire army was wiped out. Wang Kexuan was also killed in the chaos. Zhang Xianzhang himself was also at the end of his strength. His eyes widened, and his face was full of unwillingness to be blasted to pieces by a flower fairy. After the battle was over, everyone stepped on the corpse and gathered beside Lin Yangxi. Su Zier jumped off the back of a giant dragon, quickly ran to Lin Yangxi, and hugged her. Yangxi, are you okay? You scared me to death. Lin Yangxi's eye circles were a little red. She quickly shook her head. I'm fine. I'm worrying everyone. Su Yi and the others looked at the two, tightly embracing each other with complicated expressions in their hearts. The rapid rescue this time really illustrates the importance of flying arms. If Su Yi comes 1 minute later, then the gatekeeper must have been killed. This is so extraordinary that even Lin Yangxi will be mortally threatened. Thinking of the relationship between this girl and himself, how could Su Yi watch Lin Yangxi fall into danger? This is why he immediately ordered support after hearing that Lin Yangxi was in danger. It's good that everyone is fine. Pack up, and we will enter the 5th floor, Su Yi said. Everyone nodded after hearing the words, and began to gather troops. As for Su Yi, he looked at Qi Lai and Apollo. You two, go ahead and kill them. Of course Qi Lai would not do it himself, so this disgraceful task naturally fell on Apollo. Apollo dared not speak out, so he had no choice but to change into a dragon form, and flew towards the gate. On this floor it was a giant python. Its body stretched for hundreds of meters, and the scales on its body were as thick as stones. At this moment, this guy is looking at this side with a face of horror. What the hell? The two gangs fought to kill him. There are even individuals who keep throwing healing spells on themselves in order to save their own lives. The devil. The human lord is terrible. It has been several minutes since the battle ended, and the janitor's health has recovered to about 30%. In battle, he is no match for Apollo at all. The two sides fought for less than 3 minutes. The boa constrictor turned into a roasted snake. Its skin was torn apart, and it exuded a honey aroma of roasted meat. Let Qi Lai swallow a few mouthfuls of saliva. Su Yi even felt that if he hadn't been risking his life to catch this glutton, Blazing is definitely going to pounce on it and take a few bites. Sure enough, in the world of foodies, there is no such thing as delicious or not, only edible or not for those who killed this player. Su Yi got 800,000 points. Now his total points have exceeded 2 million. It looks like a lot, but it's actually not that many. On the leaderboard, it can barely stay in the 20th or so Position now. The portal opened. Suyur led the army and began to walk towards the portal to the 5th floor. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.